welcome to the first episode of Cart Creeps. This is a podcast where we're going to be talking about some retro games. Specifically, this time, the first episode is about Metroid Zero Mission for the GBA. I'm Ryan. You also have
Jay.
Keith.
Well, I'm Jay.
Hello there. My name is Keith.
And
I'm Gabriel, the all-knowing fool.
Ugh.
I'm definitely not going to call you Gabriel.
Lovable dummy of the podcast.
So
no one calls you any of those things.
Yeah,
just a little bit.
Jay's called me a lovable dummy.
Just a little bit of background, gaming background. Well, I guess general background for all of us. We're all friends. We've known each other for a very long time, since we're all basically children, and we're all just to get an idea of like the kind of games and the era we're from. We're all in our early to mid 30s, so a lot of 90s and 2000 early 2000s games. Might be
90s, bro.
Actually, the first game might be kind of controversial about its retroness, considering it actually came out in 2004. But I mean, it's 22 years, almost 22 years old. It will be in like February.
We're all
anyways, yeah. Anyways, a little bit of my gaming background, at least in terms of retro stuff. I was never a Nintendo kid, which is kind of unusual when it comes to retro kind of podcasts, retro themed things. Most people grew up on Nintendo. I had a PlayStation 1 as the first console I remember. I mean, we had it in television. I don't remember playing it first, but I'm sure we did since it came out in the 70s. But PlayStation 1.
Are you talking about, old man?
Had a Game Boy Color. Skipped the I didn't have the DMG. I had a Game Boy Color. Had the wide Game Boy Advance, which is actually it's over here on the shelf somewhere. You probably can't see it. I think it's right there, maybe. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
One.
Yeah. The wide, the superior wide Game Boy, not the stupid clappy Game Boy. So yeah, I did have. I guess I didn't have a Nintendo home console. The first Nintendo home console I had was a Wii. Never had a GameCube, never had an N64. I had a Game Boy Color and a Game Boy Advance, which I played a lot. And I had a DS, PS2, PS1, Xbox, original Xbox 360, etc. How about you, Jay?
I was kind of lucky. I had a brother who was much older than me, so I kind of inherited all of his games. First console I got for myself was a Game Boy Color when I was 6 for Christmas with Pokemon Blue, I believe, and that changed my life. I still play Pokemon, but
Pokemon Red man myself.
I mean, I'm red now, but couldn't really complain at the time. For my brother over the years, I ended up what was once his ended up becoming mine. I had a Sega Genesis. That was my first big boy console. Played a lot of Sonic on there, which I know Ryan loves. And then I had I think the PS1 was my second console, and then right after that was an N64. So I kind of had them both right there. One was mine and one was my brother's, but they both ended up just being mine. And then that just carried on. Had a PS2, PS3, PS4, PS5. The only Xbox I've had was a 360, but that's still got to be one of the best consoles of all time. Probably number 2 behind PS2 for me. I'm a PS2 guy. Those are all PS2 games behind
me. And Jay, you collect a lot of retro consoles.
I try.
And stuff. Are any of them like the original hardware you had?
Yes. A lot of those PS2 games are new, but most of my N64 games I've kept, and all of my I've added to my Game Boy collection, but I have all the ones from my childhood, which was a good bit.
I remember in college you had the big Ziploc bag of Nintendo 64 games.
I have a point to make about collecting, and like I feel like, is it collecting stolen valor if you collect a console that you never had? Because I've always been interested in the Super Nintendo, because SNES seems like a really cool console, but I never owned one. Is it like it feels like a weird thing to do? I guess it's not.
Yeah.
Because if you've always wanted one, why not get it now?
Yeah, but does Ryan really want it?
A lot of collecting is like nostalgia, and I don't have nostalgia for those games because I didn't play them.
Well,
But
sometimes collecting is just appreciation of like
that's
the
true.
history of
Yeah.
it and stuff. So
Mhm.
I don't. Yeah,
I never owned my own SNES, but had a friend all through elementary
that's what
school.
we
I
call
got
it here, the
dropped off
SNES.
after school with him, and he had one, and I played that every day for years. So I never owned one, but I still have the nostalgia for it.
The same actually.
Mhm.
I had like a neighbor who owned a
Right
Super
on.
Nintendo, but I never had one.
Okay, so
I say go for it, but yeah, go on,
yeah,
Keith.
yeah, go ahead. You're still all the validation you want. Who cares, really? As long as it makes you happy. We don't pretend. Oh yeah, I'm a lifelong SNES fan, guys.
Yeah. So, Keith.
Perfectly wrapped SNES. Never
Yeah,
touched.
Keith.
I loved my neighbor's SNES.
What's your background, Keith? Your gaming
Yeah.
background?
So I've been like everyone else here. I've been playing games all my life. Man, first console I remember having was a Sega Saturn. Um, and I remember playing the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers fighting game on there. It was a lot of fun, a lot of childhood memories with that one. And then I was always kind of the kid with all the systems. I had a PlayStation 2, I had an Xbox, had a GameCube, had, Super Nintendo, had a PlayStation, you know, Game Boy. Never had the original Game Boy. I started with the Game Boy Color. Funny enough, my brother, in my grandma's neighborhood, there was a kid who left um, his Game Boy Color at the center we all used to go hang out at. It was a community center that my grandma helped run, and she just gave my brother this Game Boy Color, and it had Pokemon Yellow, which was better than Red and Blue. So.
Talk about
I had both.
Yeah,
valor.
I had both. I had red and yellow.
So and then yeah, so just like kind of going from there. Like I said, just kind of always had we had a Wii, we had a 360, had a PS3. Um, I around after PS3, once I started kind of growing up and using my own money as a grown person, I kind of stopped going with the other systems and kind of stuck with PlayStation. So PS4, then PS5. Never had a Xbox Xbone or the Wii U. I did get a Switch though, so I have a Switch. But
Yeah.
that's about and yeah, actually, I just the clamshell SP is really good. I had the later model that was like the screen was amazing. I had the light blue um, later model, and that was the best version of that. So, and I also have a DS, 3DS. I have a 3DS, and I have a special edition DSi that my cousin gave me. It's for based on Pokemon Black and White. It's got a Reshiram and Zekrom on there. So not to brag, but
I don't know. I don't recognize any Pokemon past Gen 2, so I don't know who that is.
I'm gonna go grab it
And by
right now
recognize
for
that,
the sake of the
by
podcast.
recognize, I don't mean recognize as in I don't know who that is. I mean I don't accept it as a
I
thing.
reject the reality of any
I actually have a Pokemon
past
Red.
Gen 2.
I have a Pokemon Red story. When I was at a birthday party, a birthday party for another kid. I mean, Jay, you know who this is. Is it JC?
Oh,
JC's
okay.
house. And his little brother I let him play my Pokemon Red on my save for like a little bit, and he didn't know
Foolish,
any better, so
foolish.
he saved over my save.
Oh man.
Which
Mhm,
I had a
mhm.
Charizard. It wasn't like a great. I mean,
Hell
I was a
yeah.
kid, so I'm sure my Pokemon were dumb, but I did have a Charizard at that point, I think, and I was pretty upset about it. But I didn't get mad at him. Like I didn't tell him he did anything wrong because he didn't
You
know. And
fought
I
him.
just
You
after the
piece
fact,
of
I
No,
was
yeah,
like,
yeah,
shit.
yeah,
after the fact, I was like, ah,
I'll kill you.
Oh man.
Ryan's
yeah,
choking out this other kid.
yeah. What
Ryan's hit Keith over video games before, so
that
wouldn't
is true.
surprise
That's
me if
true.
he murdered a
Because
child when he was a kid.
because you guys forced me to play fighting games, which
hmm
is not a thing that I like, and it's a
Being
thing Keith
better,
loved.
He,
being better than my friends at certain games does lead to violent interactions, unfortunately.
yeah,
It was only once. I only hit him once. I punched him in the arm.
it was only one time.
Yeah.
It was
Get
barely
over
a
it. It
hit.
only happened once.
Yeah,
What about you,
it
Gabe?
always starts with one.
What are your what's your gaming background, Gabe?
I don't have any gaming background because I grew up in an Amish community.
Yeah.
What's a video game?
Pretty normal. I mean, I don't know. Like I guess it's not that normal. I got game consoles like a little later than all the other kids because I would get them out of like pawn shops and stuff. But I mean, I play as far as like I played like pretty common stuff like Zelda on the 64. I had a PS1 for a bit. I remember because I played the hell out of this robot fighting game, which I always talk about, RoboPit. I've talked about it a lot with Ryan. He's like, "What the fuck are you
I
talking
don't
about?"
know
And
what. I have no
like,
idea
it's
what
so
this
cool,
is.
man. You like build your own little robots and stuff. You get to pick the body, but it's
Hell
not
yeah.
like I recognize now that it's not that good. It's like a nostalgic thing, but I used to like autistically like just fight like the hell out of like these. I'd play that game for like hours. So like PS1, like Nintendo 64. Uh, I think the first like not pawn shop console I got was a GameCube, and I like played the hell out of that. So I was a big Nintendo head for a while, and then I like. But other than that, I would have like Keith. I would have multiple versions of the console, but it'd always be because I got it for super cheap. Like
Mhm.
something somebody else gave up, and parents were like, "Hey, you can get a console for Christmas," and
Yeah,
just happy to have it.
I've never thought
Mhm.
about it, but I don't know that I ever bought any consoles until like myself, until maybe the Switch, which I bought
Um,
last year because
oh,
I'm pretty sure my 360 was probably a gift, like a Christmas gift. I'm sure it was. And I know the PS2 was a Christmas gift, and I was at that point I was 8 or whatever. So I 360 was the last console I had before the Switch because I never, like Keith said it, I never had anything after, like I never had Expo, I never had PS4, 3, 4, 5. I never Xbox 360 was the last console I had until the Switch, which I bought in 2024. So yeah, the Switch might be the only one I've ever purchased. Uh, I mean, I bought a PC, Steam Deck and PC, but like with my own money.
Mhm.
I think, and it was like used off of somebody on the Retro Handhelds Discord, which probably talk about them some more in a minute. But sorry, Gabe.
well, yeah. No, it's fine. Um,
What are you
I mean,
guys'
that's
favorite?
basically it.
What are you guys' favorite eras? Like, so I guess I don't know if that's a good way to word it. Like, probably more like generation, like console
Right.
generation. Which I guess to me was probably 360, PS3, which is that fifth or sixth?
Six,
Sixth,
I
right?
think. Mhm.
Six, yeah. So that was my
Second for
favorite.
all I know.
I mean, at this point, it actually you could argue that that generation is basically retro because it's like 2 generations removed now. But
Mhm.
it was my favorite generation because it was like that was when I was like in high school, and so I had also had like the most interest in video games and the most amount of free time. I mean, I bought a bunch of games. I did start buying my own games around that time because I had a job, but I spent like so much time
Okay.
so much time on Xbox, like playing Xbox Live games and stuff like that. So even though like that doesn't seem like a super retro answer, that's probably my favorite era, and that 360 is probably my favorite console. I mean, I really like the Steam Deck. That's my currently my if you can call that a console. I guess it's a handheld. I guess it's a console. Right now, Steam Deck's my favorite for sure because it's allowed me to play games again because after having kids, like where I'm at right now, I'm in the office, and when you have kids, like I can't just close myself off from the kids and go play on my PC all day. Like, but I might be able to play some,
You
some
you
games on
could
the couch.
you could do that.
I could,
You
but
could
I'm
do
not
that.
going.
Nothing's
But
stopping you really,
Uh,
except
yeah,
morally, I guess.
yeah. So like I will at least, but now I can play
I
some on the
can't do
couch.
that. I mean, look at this shit.
Yeah,
This is my kid's
yeah,
playroom.
yeah. So at least now I can play on like if you look at Steam did their own like version of like the Spotify Wrapped, what they call it, Steam Replay, and like
Oh yeah.
I looked at my 2024, which I didn't. I bought my Steam Deck in December of 24. So like this is we're recording this in January, so of 26. So like I had it just over a year. In like 2024, I played no video games like at all. I played like a couple times throughout the whole year, and then
Get off this podcast.
2025, I played like the
Wait a
most
minute.
I've
You
played in
didn't
like
tell me that.
yeah the most I've played in years because I had the Steam Deck. I played like Cyberpunk. I played The Witcher 3 again. I played Kingdom Come 2, a lot of other stuff, and just also emulating things. Um, But yeah, so to me, like my current favorite console is for sure the Steam Deck. But as far as like past, I mean, I like the retro stuff. Every like retro stuff has a certain aesthetic about it. Like Game Boys just look cool, but 360's kind of has an aesthetic, a retro vibe. Starting to have a retro vibe to it too. And mine is, I think it's kind of a rare thing. You know, I had the OG 360, like the one that had the red ring problem. They had the removable faceplates, and I always had the wood grain one. It was like the wood grain with the red stripe.
Ooh.
Jay, you probably remember seeing that. Yeah,
Oh,
I
and
was
yeah.
I
gonna say,
still
I feel
have
like
it.
I've seen that.
Yeah, it's in this closet actually, I think
Yeah.
still. But
Did you have that in Boone?
yeah, yeah, because
Yeah.
like
Okay. Yeah.
even when
Definitely
even
seen
when
that.
uh even when we were in college, I still didn't have anything besides the 360. Like even though the next generation had already come
You were
out.
playing GTA Online on that, weren't you?
Yeah, I remember I was one one night or I was in my apartment and like you guys remember the setup, but it was like we had the TV on one wall and the couch was on the other wall, and like I had the coffee table, but the TV wasn't that big, so I was sitting in like a folding chair in front of the TV to be closer. And like one night, someone was coming over. I think it was one of you guys, or like somebody, and so I'm sitting there playing GTA Online, like 3 or 4 feet from the TV in a folding chair, and I hear a knock on the door. I'm wearing like pajamas or something stupid, and I'm like, "All right, yeah, come in." And I look, and it's like some strangers that I didn't ever seen before, because they're like, "Oh, we have the wrong apartment," which obviously like the apartment complex, everything looked the same, but yeah, they were just I was just like, "Huh?" But yeah,
I don't think I've
so I
ever
did,
heard that story, but that's hilarious.
yeah.
Come on in.
Yeah,
Folding
I'm like,
chair.
yeah, but you remember, I'm
Pull up
like,
a chair.
I'm all the way because it's a stupid college apartment, so they're small, and
Hey
I'm like
man,
all
want
the
to
way on the
join?
other side, all the way on the other side of
Right.
the room, and they're walking in for the kitchen, and it's like,
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, the best part of that story is I can picture the whole
yeah.
thing. Like,
Oh.
yeah,
But Jay,
hilarious.
Uh,
what's your favorite era or favorite console, past or
my
present or
favorite,
current?
I'm gonna go the whole era because I didn't play Xbox, but I played so much GameCube and PS2. That was all my predominant years. Grew up on that. Uh, and there's just such a collection of games. My God, like you look back at the GameCube, I still think the GameCube has well, Ultimate's good, but I still think Melee. I mean, they still play Melee competitively for a reason. So I mean, you got that. I think
Yeah.
Sunshine's a 10 out of 10. I love
Don't
Wind
don't
Waker.
don't comment.
Um, you know, Double Dash is still the best Mario Kart. Um, and I don't know, like you said, like as far as like the aesthetic of the era,
Maybe
I
sure.
don't know the way that PS2
I played it.
games play and feel. I don't know, it's just cool. It is
Yeah,
nostalgic, and I don't know. It might look muddy, but there's some magic in that mud.
yeah. I
That little lunchbox that could.
Like
yeah,
Beautifully
Mercenary
said.
One, man, that game still rips.
I've played Double
Mercenaries.
Dash, but I never had a GameCube, so I didn't play it much. But I mean, my favorite Mario Kart is Mario Kart DS. That's the one I played the
Okay,
most.
that's a good one too.
It's pretty good.
I played
Yeah,
Wind Waker last year on my Steam Deck actually, and that holds up so well, and it
yeah. I
looks
need to.
timeless too. Like this, when it came out, I actually really hated the cell shading. I wanted like adult mean Link, like I wanted rough and tough Zelda, but like however many years later, I
Like
don't
you
know.
were.
I'm glad
Back.
glad
Yeah,
that they
just
went
like
that
me
route,
at that
and
age.
it ended up being my favorite Zelda game still.
Yeah, I haven't played one. This is another knock against so far all these opinions I've had about games are like super. People are not gonna like them because like I booed Sonic, I poo pooed Melee, Smash Bros, and now I'm about to say I haven't played Wind Waker. I've played Ocarina of Time, but I didn't have an N64 or GameCube, so I didn't play any of the other ones. So only the first 3D Zelda I played was Twilight Princess on the Wii. So
Oh really?
yeah, the Wii
Finally,
version, not the
the rough
GameCube.
and tough Zelda. We
Yeah,
finally got it.
and I know wasn't there's something
Twilight
about
Princess originally came out on the GameCube, right?
Yeah, it did.
uh
Yeah.
Yep.
yeah. I thought it, or was it
Or
a
it's like
like a
both.
simultaneous release?
Yeah.
I thought it was a simultaneous release. I don't think it was
They
a
released
port.
it for
I
both.
think yeah, because the whole game is mirrored because of Link's handedness with the
Right.
sword. Isn't that's true, right?
Yeah.
Which I never played the GameCube version, but I saw something one time. I don't remember. exactly what the deal was, but like Breath of the Wild was going to be like not the cartoony cell shaded style. It was going to be like the more like Twilight Princess style. And what's the other one on the Wii or Wii U one?
Skyward
Sorry,
Skyward
Sword.
Sword.
Skyward Sword. Yeah,
Yeah.
Skyward Sword. It was gonna be like that, and I saw a video of like there's a certain spot where you can stand in a shadow of like a cave of like a rock wall, and you can kind of see because it's what they did is they just like threw like a big filter over
Yeah.
over it, so like it's still in the game in Breath of the Wild, but it's like been washed over with like the cell shaded.
Wow.
And I mean, I have played Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. I like those a lot, but that's a different kind of 3D Zelda. But
It's not retro.
Yeah.
Also, what are you talking about?
it's not retro. It's true.
Please stop talking about the Switch.
Yeah. What are you doing?
I didn't
man?
even. I'm a Switch hater. I mean, I didn't buy one until 2024, like a year before the second one came out. And don't get me started on the second one.
I hated it so much I had to get it.
Yeah. No, Switch is cool. It's cool. Nobody on here is gonna say it's their favorite though.
I mean, yeah. It's
Sure.
cool until you get something
Allow
like
me
Steam
to
Deck and
break
you're like,
new ground and say. No, it's not. It's not. I'm trying to think of like my favorite, and I'm trying to think of like how much time I've put into.
If I had to guess your favorite, it would probably be PS2
That's a good guess. That's a good guess.
because you're
I'm
big
just trying to.
Metal Gear,
because you're a big.
Resident Evil.
I'm just a big.
I was gonna say,
You're just big. You're
Big
just big.
man.
I'm huge, brother.
You played the PS2 fat only, not the slim one.
was it
No,
Gun
actually,
Matrix
never-
was PS3 though,
I got
right?
both. I got.
I never had a slim. I only had the fat. And ours, I don't think ours works anymore. We still have it. I think it has the disc drive is kind of
Slim
messed
is
up.
amazing. Like you could take like that big thing and just turn it into like a.
It feels like you're gonna break it every time you close it.
Exactly.
just
Exactly. Yeah. Every time you
push it.
close this, it's crazy.
The PS1 like PSONE, not the
The
like
bubbly
the
one.
original PlayStation,
Yeah.
but the rounded one.
Yeah.
It feels like a CD player when you close it. And it has like
Yeah.
the push down start and
Oh,
eject. It looks
yeah.
like it's like a CD player.
Yeah.
Right. It's pretty crazy how they did this. But yeah, so I'm trying to think of just when I was younger, I did love a lot of like PS2 games, and I mean like when I think back to like GameCube, like realistically, I only played like Smash and like that's it, really, and Resident Evil 4 and the other Resident Evil games that they ported over there. But then they put Resident Evil 4 on the PS2, so my
And added
GameCube,
stuff to
like
it.
yeah, exactly, yeah, all the separate ways is total bullshit. But anyway, but the it's like the amount of time I'd say I spent. I'd say that like I really, really love the PS4. I spent, and that was like, 'cause that was also like my first console that I bought for myself as like an adult with money that I got from my great grandfather passing because he just left us money. So I'm like, I gotta do something with this. So there you go. It's a perfect timing. That just came out, and I'm like, well, this is
You
where
would have
this is
wanted
going.
this for me.
Yeah, that's what.
Exactly.
Yeah,
He would have.
don't
He
put it.
wanted me
Don't
to be
use it on.
happy.
Yeah, don't
He would've
use it
wanted me
on
to be happy.
college or new car or down payment on a house.
He
Or
didn't give me. He
just
didn't give me that much. He didn't give me that much.
PS4. Okay, yeah. He was like specifically only enough to buy a PS4.
Exactly. So, and it was yeah, I put so much time into that system, and it was
I think
really
that's a valid
great.
one though.
Yeah, it's
think
just
that's
it's
valid.
really just incredible just amount of, and that's not necessarily retro.
I never.
That still has games coming out for it today. So
Yeah.
it's but it's I'd say that's probably like my favorite kind of era. It's just like it's so kind of personal to me, and then also just like how much time I just put into that and just system and just a lot of love put into that. And I do love all my older systems. I had N64. And GoldenEye and like No Mercy and WrestleMania 2000 and all those like just classic games on that system, and it's just like yeah, it's all incredible. But yeah, I'd say PS4 is probably my favorite like kind of era because just how personal it was to me and just how much it meant to me like to have that for myself, and also just yeah, like I said, the amount of time I put into that is just insane. My
Yeah,
mother
I
would hate
think.
You had a lot
I
of
think.
era.
it.
Yeah, I think PS4 is a good like. PS4 is when because 360 like crushed. Well, it didn't. By the end, it didn't. But in the beginning, it kind of crushed PS3,
Mhm.
right? And then like by the time the next generation, everyone moved to PS4. Like
Jiggy
and
generation.
there's Yeah, like there's a reason for it.
Mhm.
Like I never had one. But again, I never bought anything past 360 anyways, so I didn't have an Xbox One either. Right? One? Yeah, that's the next one.
Xbone.
Xbox. I had an original Xbox, not the Xbox One, not the Xbox O and E. But no, I think that's a lot of people. Yeah, like I think for PS4, players, like that was a big thing.
Yeah.
Um, I think, yeah, 360. I think the 360 for me. I think it was because I played so many games with my friends, which actually leads me like into another point, which I'll touch on later. But that's like why I start to feel like 360 games. 360 came out in like 2005, right? It's over 20 years now. I think it's 2005,
Yep.
maybe 2006, but
Hmm.
kind of it's retro, right? Because in
Yeah. 20 years.
2000,
That's good enough.
in
No, I don't
2000, I
agree.
feel like people in the year
Prove me
2000,
wrong.
which
No.
we were all alive in the year 2000, but I think in 2000 people were like, yeah, 1980, 20 retro, so like 20 years feels retro. But I'll talk about it a little bit. I think I have another reason that I feel like 360 era kind of doesn't count, but we'll talk about that in a minute. So um so next thing, like what are you
Yeah,
guys
you're a game
playing?
era, don't we?
Let's hear Gabe's favorite
Yeah,
era.
I don't really
What
care,
is this
but
guy do? What is the all-knowing fool Gabriel? What does he have to say?
I don't I don't like any video game. I don't like any era. I think
I
I
only
think the
like
best
tabletop role playing
yeah,
game, baby.
I think the best video game era hasn't come out yet.
Yeah, we haven't even conceived.
You can't even
Future
comprehend.
bro.
PS10. Did you guys see the
Have you
PS10? It
have you
was
guys
leaked.
read Ready Player One?
I don't know. Did you guys experience that in like
You still
elementary
need the
school too?
Oasis.
Like, did you guys? I'm sure you did, Jay. Experience in like elementary school where people were like, "Dude, did you see like the PS7, like the PS9, like the
Yeah.
fake?" Like,
Yeah.
I wonder if that was a universal experience for everyone. That I don't know.
Like
It seemed
even
like,
after no,
yeah,
but
it was,
I think it's it's gonna be like a early internet thing, right?
I
yeah,
remember the first
Like we
concept
weren't
idea for the PS3 controller, and it was just a bullshit rumor,
yeah.
but it was
It was
like the silver
Boomerang.
it was a
boomerang.
boomerang.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
looked like alien tech.
yeah.
I remember I had an EGM, Electronic Game Monthly magazine, that like I still have it, I think, where the Wii was called the Revolution because that was before they
I
called it the Wii,
remember
which is
that.
pretty. And
Mhm.
it was like a coming of the console wars, and it had the Revolution and the PS3 with the silver PS3 with the boomerang, and then it
Yeah,
had the 360.
wild.
So,
But
but
I don't know, like PS2, I think my favorite era.
Ooh,
Like
yeah, you
I'm
guys
with
are
Jay. Like
just like ever,
double
yeah,
balling.
real
I
original.
no, I just have a lot of very fond memories of like I was never a big like online gamer like in high school and stuff like and things like that. So it's all the single player like story based
Yeah.
games were all like always what I led toward or
Well,
lean towards.
you and I, like,
So
well, kind of all of us, except for maybe Keith, where we lived, it was really hard to get
I mean, yeah,
high
that's the
speed
other thing.
internet.
Kind
And
of
I
Right.
wanted it.
yeah,
I wanted high speed
yeah.
internet so bad, and I had an OG Xbox, and I had a 360, and I finally got broadband. But it was like it was bad. It was like really bad. But I was like, yes, I can finally play video games online. Like I wanted it more than anything else in the world.
The house that I grew up in, they just got my parents just got Starlink a
Yeah,
year or two ago, and the internet that they had is just as bad as like the internet I had like when
yeah,
I was like growing up there. So like
yeah,
it took like us having to get Starlink to like
yeah.
for
That's
any
saying
good
something
internet there. So
in and of
yeah,
itself. It's been like 20 years, and they
yeah,
just gave up and got Starlink instead.
yeah, yeah. Because like cable never came to that road, and
Mhm. Yeah, that's at
or
my
like the
parents'
best we had
house.
was satellite, and like the satellite internet sucks.
Satellite
So
internet is bad. Yeah, my
yeah,
mother-in-law
that's what you had
has.
until you got Starlink, right?
No, I had. Well, it doesn't make sense to. It's a local, provider, an ISP.
No.
It's one of the bad ones. It's not like Charter. It was
Oh,
Brightspeed, which is, well, it was CenturyLink. Now it's Brightspeed, but it's
Mhm.
like
oh well, yeah.
it was like 10 meg service, which is
Oh, hell
terrible.
yeah.
But yeah, my mother-in-law, she lives down the road from me, even further away from town. So she has what the satellite HughesNet, which is just it's like
Oh,
dog ass.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's terrible. But yeah, so I had to get Starlink myself. So yeah, there's a Starlink router right there behind me somewhere. That's been good because like having 10 meg internet.
Elon,
Um,
please sponsor us.
yeah, 10 meg internet, like downloading any game. I mean, it was like a it wasn't as bad as it was in high school when I'd like go to sleep and leaving my Xbox on all night to download all day
Yeah,
while
yeah.
some DLC or something, and it would hoping that it wouldn't turn off because it's a 360, so it might just stop working.
Yeah.
So I always did that. I mean, I still kind of had to do that now because games got bigger. Obviously, games internet got faster and games got bigger, so it's always been a problem. But I can actually, download games now, and it doesn't take a whole day. Although downloading Oblivion Remastered did take a couple
Oh yeah,
hours. That's a huge game.
you had a problem with it, I remember.
Yeah, it was so big that when I wanted to install other games. I wanted to play something else because it's taking up too much space. 'Cause I only have a 512 Steam Deck, and but I had a 512 flash drive, and you could move games to the SD card. I moved Oblivion to the SD card, and eventually I'll move it back to play it. I don't want to play it off the SD card, although it's probably pretty fast. But
Yeah, I
yeah,
actually play some games off the SD card, and it's really
I'll
not
do all
bad if you have a
my emulation on the
yeah,
SD card that
yeah,
Whoa, whoa,
games that
whoa,
I
whoa, whoa.
purchased.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. This is a legally purchasing podcast, sir. We do not talk about the E word. Okay.
Anyways, let's move
yeah.
on. So, since we've gotten all this explanation about out of the way, we should probably talk about what the point of all this is. Let's
Is there?
see.
Oh, yeah, guess so.
Bro.
Yeah, I mean, we've mostly been talking about new
You didn't
games.
tell me
Well,
about a point.
let's. So I guess before we move on,
Spitballing here, man.
before we get to the topic of the episode, we'll try to
There's
hit it.
script.
We'll
You
try
guys
to hit
following
it.
a script?
We'll try to hit at least a full hour before we talk about the main topic of the episode. No, so um, like I mentioned before, I'm able to play video games again. That doesn't mean I like actually focus on playing one video game. I mean, I played Metroid Zero Mission um, over the course of December, but other than that, like I just jump back and forth between games just because like I get either bored of it or I don't have time. Because there's maybe a couple months ago, I was playing Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, KCD 2, a lot, and then I just need more hours at a time to play it. Like playing KCD 2 for 15 minutes at a time every time doesn't work.
Cut it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you get into one combat and then you die and then you lost all that progress because of the way the game works. The saves are very infrequent.
Right.
Unless you have a bunch of even if you have save your snaps, then you have to load and do it again, and it's a really hard game. So played that a little bit. I picked up Tears of the Kingdom. I started playing Tears of the Kingdom again, which was literally last time I played it was a year ago. I only played it like twice though, and I was like, I'm just not getting back into this. Then I started playing Hollow Knight a little bit. I might keep playing it. I just haven't
Is that
had
what
any
the
time to play
screenshot
it.
was?
Yeah, I sent a
Yeah.
picture of it because I got a Steam Deck dock for Christmas, a U-Green dock. It's kind of pretty universal dock, but
Well,
yeah, I
everyone's
could play it on the TV.
busting a nut about Silk Song, so I was like almost like,
Yeah,
maybe I should play Hollow Knight.
I've
Everyone
owned
loves them. Yeah.
Yeah, I've owned Hollow Knight since before Silksong came out. I just haven't got around to playing it because like my Steam back catalog is huge, and not to mention all the retro games that we have access to as well. So you basically have infinite games to play at this point, which is the thing about I love so much about the Steam Deck. I have too many games to play, and I can actually play them, but I still just don't finish any of them.
Yeah.
But like, Jay,
It's
what have
fun
you been
trying them
playing?
all out.
What have you been playing besides Zero Mission?
Lately, well, I guess in the past year, I have achieved a lifelong goal, and I own every Pokemon mainline physical cartridge. So I am doing a quest to do a full franchise Nuzlocke, meaning
Oh,
if
wow.
I use a Pokemon, real quick for this, not familiar with Nuzlocke, it's a hardcore
We'll
Pokemon
put a
mode
link
where you
in
catch,
the
yeah,
link in the
No, you should
bio on
explain
catch
it.
one
Nuzlocke.
Pokemon per route, and if they faint, they die. So I'm doing the whole franchise, every game. So red, blue, yellow, all the gens. I'm on Ruby right now, but I'm doing that franchise Nuzlocke, and I have a whole like Google Sheets for it, where I'm marking off the Pokemon that I've caught in other games and Pokemon that have died. My champions, the teams, like all their nicknames, the moves, like it's a big, fun little project that I
This is
want to do.
next level dedication to
Yeah, it's
to
pretty
the
wild.
game, and
Nice.
The first level dedication was getting the carts, and now it's playing them.
yeah, not only
So that's
monetary,
really
like
fun.
a lot of money devoted to this, also a lot of time. Just that's like something that you see a lot in like other hobbies that I had, like the tabletop role playing game hobby, like this like personal stuff that you do, but like that's not something you see a ton in like this kind of hobby. I've never heard of anybody like tracking it. I'm sure people do it, but I feel like you're in the minority. But it is really cool that you're like actually keeping
There
track
is
of it
a
all.
I'll give a shout out to a YouTube channel that has never heard of me, but I think it was a YouTube channel called Chaotic Meatball. I saw they had the idea of like the whole franchise Nuzlocke, and I went through a phase of watching Nuzlocke videos while I was doing my own Nuzlocks, like,
Mhm.
and I started watching that, and I was like, that's a really fun idea, and it's actually sounds like a good challenge, and then kind
It's
of came
more to
together when I got
Nuzlocke than just like the dying thing, right? Like there's a lot of
yeah.
rules, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I can still go through them real quick. So there's the dying thing. You can only catch your first encounter per route, and if you faint that Pokemon, like, oh well, you don't get a Pokemon that route. No items in battle, and level caps are to the gym trainer's aces, so you can't overlevel. And it's set to you can't switch your Pokemon. You have to set it to set mode, not switch mode. You can't switch between turns or between Pokemon of the opponent. I think that's it in a nutshell. So we can move on from that.
Reverse this in the comments if Jay's
Yeah.
missing anything.
Yeah, I didn't, when you started describing it, I didn't know you would do full, like I thought I assumed you would do full like gen, like gen 1, gen 2, but not every game and every gen. That's crazy.
Oh
But
yeah,
you know,
all in one run, and
yeah.
like so if I use like a Pikachu in yellow, which you do, that's your starter. I can't use the Pikachu in any of the other games because I've used it. So it's every
Can you
Pokemon can be used once.
can you set the Pikachu free in yellow?
No.
Because
You
isn't
have
that
to
how
do
you
the whole
kill
way.
I
it?
mean,
Isn't that how you kill it in Nuzlocke? Is like you just set
I
it
don't
free?
think
No,
I
you just put
can't
it in a
recall.
box. Or
Yeah,
Oh,
but
you just put it in the PC
you could
box?
always
Okay.
box it and just get your first encounter, box it, and not count it if you wanted. But I'm pretty sure I counted the Pikachu. Pretty sure I used that sucker.
Oh yeah. Well, because its stats are like better
It's
than normal
Pokemon Yellow.
Pikachu.
I mean, you got
Yeah.
the follower.
Yeah.
You can't not have the follower.
Yeah.
So in red, you picked Bulbasaur. Who did you pick for blue?
Man, I don't have all these clips. I have it written down.
Don't make him pull it up.
I'm sorry. Sorry, it's my fault. My fault. My fault.
No, I can
Drop a link
tolerate.
to the Google Sheets of my
Yeah,
documents.
I can only tolerate a
Track your
certain
progress.
amount of Pokemon before I get fed up with it. And we made it. We've already. He's in Gen 3, which I'm coming around to Gen 3. You know, I
Emerald's
think
It's a
Gen 3's
great.
good.
really
after
good gen.
it's
It's
been
like the
long
last.
enough.
Yeah.
And it has Absol, which is my favorite Pokemon for a little bit of trivia out there.
Yeah, you would like
Yeah.
a Gen 3 Pokemon.
Pay attention to those trivia facts, folks.
Yeah.
Just
Those
for
quiz.
write that
fun.
down.
You're not
That'll
going
be
to
on
win
the quiz
anything.
later. So I
Prize is
guess
nothing.
so I'm a big fighting game fan. I love fighting games. I've loved fighting games all my life. I saw that, Ryan. What sucks is having a
I
lot of
hate them
friends who
because I'm
enjoy
bad.
video games, but none of them enjoy fighting games as much as on any level as much as I do. Jay loves Smash. Hey,
I
we
like
play
Smash
Smash.
Bros.
Yeah, we
One
play
I
Smash.
feel the
fighting game
same
would be
way.
that.
I like fighting games.
I feel the same way
I'm
about
just not like
racing games. Jay's the only other person I know that kind of likes racing games. So
J of all trades.
I like Burnout. The Jay of
Yeah, I like-
Who doesn't like Burnout?
Yeah,
I like
right,
racing
right.
games.
Burnout's the entry. It's the gateway drug to
we were.
other
John of all trades.
Oh yeah. Do you like
I'm still
Cora
chasing
Q?
Burnout high.
Chorokyu. I've played.
yeah.
I think I've played it. I'm pretty sure I did play it. Cruisin', whatever the U.S. version is called. I actually think I
Cruisin'
liked it if I'm
USA?
remembering. What is it called? Road Trip or something?
I don't know.
There's
We
like a
were talking
local.
about it the other day.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I love I love playing fighting games. I love getting upset at fighting games. I love learning to get better at fighting games. It's really I bought a special controller that helps me play fighting games better. I I
Oh,
have a
is it?
fight I have an arcade fight stick. I have both. So
Yeah.
I love it so much. So I've been playing a lot of Street Fighter. Um
Didn't you participate in a tournament?
I frequently go to tournaments in
Yeah,
my
yeah.
area. Yeah,
Frequently.
Did I
Yeah.
yeah.
did I tell you about the guy I work with who went to Evo?
Evo.
I
Yeah,
did,
yeah,
didn't
you did
I?
tell me
Yeah,
about that. Yes, yes. So
yeah.
Evo, that's the big one. That's the big fighting game in August. There's a bunch more actually now. They've kind of branched out. There's one in Japan and one in France, and I think there's going to be one in Singapore this year. My main goal is to go to Evo one day, and so I do definitely want to make that happen. But so yeah, I've been playing a lot of Street Fighter. Um, Getting really upset, but also feeling really good when I do really well because I'm not to toot my own horn, but I'm pretty good at fighting games.
Is that just the most recent Street Fighter or what?
It is the most recent one. Yes,
Okay.
I put a
I
lot
don't
of
know if
time in Street.
there's like a Street Fighter people prefer or anything.
Definitely,
Like
it
I said,
definitely is.
melees. Yeah.
hmm But Street Fighter Six is the most recent one. It's definitely the most popular as of right now. People still love to go like when at these big fighting game tournaments, people still play like Street Fighter 3 Third Strike, which is kind of the equivalent of Melee. I guess it's like an older version of Street Fighter that everyone kind of sees as like the best version of that. But also people still also play Street Fighter 2 Super Turbo or every other version of Street Fighter 2 in tournaments too. So there's always a you know much like there's always a retro handheld Discord or talking, there's always a retro fighting game event
Well,
that's always going on.
I will say with the fighting community, I do think it's really cool how they're able to keep some of those really old games alive. Like you said, Street
Yeah.
Fighter 2,
Mm.
man, that's been
Yeah.
around for decades,
Yeah,
and
right.
people are
hmm
still playing it competitively. Probably, I don't watch them
hmm
personally, but they're
Yeah.
probably still finding new strats, new ways to like win in cheese and all that good stuff. So I just think
And
it's
there's so
really
much
cool.
that goes into that more than you think. Like each
I'm sure
stage affects like the frame rate. So it's like what
Wow.
stage you end up on matters. Like there's
that's wild.
like people have like
That's
ripped open those games to like explore every
yeah.
possible avenue of them, which is really cool. But
That reminds me
yeah.
of like speed running, like all speed running too, because like I
hmm
would never try to do it, but I find it really interesting speed running, like how
Yeah.
different versions of speed running and how all that works. Like
hmm
some that guy Summoning Salt on YouTube has lots of good videos on it, and like speed running Mario Kart 64 specifically, like one specific. What is it? The Choco? I don't know. I don't remember, but it's like the dirt.
Chaka Mountain.
I
Yeah.
think it's Chaga Mountain. I think it's the
hmm
64. Yeah,
It's
that
like
one's a good
something like
video.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
anyways,
it's
fighting games.
yes, fighting games are amazing. They're the best genre out there.
And
I've also been playing a lot of Monster Hunter as well, and those are the two kind of main games I've been playing. Monster Hunter Wilds. Those are kind of main games I've been dumping time into. So yeah, I'm a big Capcom guy. I'll admit. I'll say that. From Resident Evil, Devil May Cry, Street Fighter, all their fighting games really. Marvel, the Versus series, and Monster Hunter. Well, I came in late to Monster Hunter. My cousin was always a big fan. He kind of got me into it. And so yeah, well, I'm a big Capcom guy, so I'm always out there. That's where I'm at right
Mhm.
now.
That leaves. Wait, who's? Yeah,
Oh,
Gabe, Jay.
oh, Gabriel.
it was
Oh,
Gabe.
Gabriel,
Yeah.
the
Gabriel.
all-knowing fool. What are you playing lately?
That's it. There it is. I'm playing two things.
Two things.
And I don't know what's our next thing on the outline, just because this might be a good segue.
It is the next. It's
I don't think it
explanation
is.
Okay.
of the concept.
Well, yeah. Big thing I'm playing is Red Dead Redemption 2.
He's letting them peek behind the curtain.
Yeah.
Hey man,
Um,
quit exposing the
They're
business.
seeing how the sausage is made.
yeah.
It's the first
Yeah.
time we've ever made it.
Yeah.
Our first sausages.
Yeah.
But yeah, so on one side, the game I'm pouring a lot of hours into is my like third playthrough of Red Dead Redemption 2. Like I said, I'm a big story guy. I like video games with really good stories and stuff like that, narratives. and so Red Dead Redemption 2 is like the peak of like narratives and video games, in my opinion. I mean, I don't think that's a very controversial opinion, but I
I don't know
do
about
I
that,
don't think
buddy.
I don't
like,
think it's
you know,
number one.
just,
If that's what you're
but
saying. It's okay. It's pretty good.
but
I like it. I'm not trying to
but
say I
yeah,
don't like
it's
it.
yeah,
It gets the job done.
it's fine. Yeah, it's okay. I mean, I'm
Someone's
sure.
never played Pokemon Puzzle League.
Yeah.
But that's on one side. The other thing that I do is pour a lot of my time into Richard Handheld's Game of the Month, which I'm working on getting my
Yeah,
Eternal Champion right
there's
now.
only
So
one eternal champion in this Discord
yeah,
call
but
right
I'm
now.
I'm I'm
And it's
close. I'm
me.
close. I've got like 5 more months, maybe, I think, and I'll be
Yeah, it's
Eternal
close.
Champion. So yeah, I'm like halfway there. I'm working on it, but yeah,
Yeah.
like I said, good
Uh
segue into our
yeah,
next
that's I
bit.
mean
Yeah, okay, buddy.
retro handhelds is probably I mean that's the reason we're even probably having this talking about this right now is that's I got into this stuff, this specific niche of of the gaming hobby because of them. I don't remember exactly how I found them. I found some it was probably some random YouTube recommendation. I don't even think it was retro handhelds themselves, it was some other channel. I don't know which one it was at this point, but I think they were showing off the Data Frog SF2000, which I don't know, think you guys know what that one is, but it's a really cheap, super
Let's
cheap.
look
You
it
never
up.
even see it. It's terrible. I had bought one. It's the first one I bought, first one I ordered, first retro handle I ordered.
This
It
thing
was
looks
coming from
sick.
China. I bought it on AliExpress. I was like, what am I going to lose? Like 20 bucks on this, whatever.
Sure.
And I was so interested. I started diving into the hobby on YouTube and probably found like Retro Game Core and a bunch of other stuff and the Retro Handhelds, Discord community. And I ordered a Metroid Pocket 3 plus whatever. The one, yeah, Retro Pocket 3. The older one. They're on like almost on the 6 now. But I ordered that on Amazon because I couldn't wait because everything else I've ordered since then has been through AliExpress or just somewhere from, China just to save money. But I bought the RP3 from Amazon. I paid like $100 for it because I couldn't wait. I just wanted to play. I was like, this is the coolest thing I've ever seen in my life. That you could play. I could play Crash Bandicoot and I could play Super Nintendo games. And like, I'm playing CTR on this like thing. Where is it? It's down here. I'm playing CTR on this little thing that's like slightly bigger than a phone and actually uses a phone screen. I think it's an iPhone 6 screen for the RP3.
It's pretty wild.
Like this thing, like it's as big as my.
A nice little size.
Yeah, it's taller than my phone because it has controls on. This is an old phone; it's a Pixel 6, but like pretty thin. I have a little plastic shell cover that you can pop off and stick back on. But all that to say, like, yeah, keep it safe. It's a little too long to put in the pocket, but it has the palm swells too, which it did. That's something I did notice playing like Mario Kart DS, of course, because it's the best one. Is that like the thinness of it would kind of dig into my palms, and that helped a lot. But yeah, all that to say, found the retro handhelds community. Saw the game of the month thing. Big shout out to Rapid99. That's his username. He's the one that organizes all of it. So yeah, I played through. I think I started in January 2024, and I played through a whole year. Got Eternal Champion. I didn't play all 3 completions every month, but I played obviously at least one. Found a lot of games that played a lot of games that I never would have tried before, which is cool. Which is kind of different from the concept we're going for here, and not to say that we're just totally ripping it off, because we are totally kind of ripping it off.
Oh, yeah,
Totally
sure.
kind of.
Yeah.
But I wanted my.
But we're cool about it.
I'm not saying I have a problem with the way it runs. It's ran on the Retro Handhelds Discord. It's voted on by the people.
Yeah.
But the people don't want to play the same games I want to play because I've
The people
had.
are dumb.
Yeah,
I hate the people.
I've wanted to play. I've heard of
Phoenix Wright sucks. Okay.
the games that I've picked on my so I'll explain a little bit more in a second. But the games I picked are games that I've always heard that are good, but I've never played. Like Shantae with the GBA. I've never played Castlevania Symphony of the Night. That's another one. And the other one is one that I found. What?
I was gonna say a big thing. I played Eternal Darkness Requiem of Sanity or something like that, which is like some game I like never would have played, never even heard of, and it was like
Yeah.
game of the month, I think in October, because it was like the horror was the theme that
Mhm.
month, and I loved that game. I was like, this is so cool. I like want to go back because you can like play through it 3 times depending on like which deity
Mhm.
you pick as like the person that
Yeah.
you're working for, and like, but like it is like the coolest thing about like it's I'd never play these games, and like even after I get Eternal Champion, while I might not be as serious about the completion, I'll probably like at
Yeah.
least look into it every month.
Yeah.
And
I would always try all
yeah,
3 games. And I would have at least finished one.
yeah,
And there was one, but the 2 that stand out to me the most from the whole time I played it was Dragon Quest V on the DS game, Hand of the Heavenly Bride, I think, something like that is the name of it. And I never played a Dragon Quest game before, and it got me interested in playing other Dragon Quest games. So I've played a little bit of 1 and 2, the Game Boy Color port. Um, but yeah, I really like Dragon Quest V on the DS. I'm not a big JRPG guy. I've never played any Final Fantasy games. I played Pokemon, obviously, but um, it's kind of whole different animal. But yeah, played Dragon Quest V. I was like, this is pretty cool, you know. So tried that, and I tried Ghost Trick Phantom Detective, which I'm sure none of you guys have even heard of it.
I've heard of it.
Okay,
Capcom guy.
maybe you have, but it's a weird it's like almost like a point and click, but it's not. It's like a puzzle game. You choose to do things in a certain order. You can influence things because you're a ghost. You die. Spoiler at the very beginning of the game. You can influence things, and
Whoa.
I played it on the RP3,
oh yeah,
the one I showed a
I've
second
seen
ago.
this before.
Yeah, and yeah, it's pretty cool. Like I would never have ever thought to play that game. But all that to be said, I picked games that I wanted to play that I feel like will never come up on or either they've already well, maybe they're voted on in the past and have already won, so they're not going to come up again, or they just won't get voted on. But it's stuff I always heard about, and that was kind of the ideas behind it. Is we all picked 3 games we wanted to play. Well, that was at least that was my methodology for picking them. I know,
I followed that as well.
yeah, this first game is one of the only ones I have played, and it was because of retro handhelds on the whole list. I think it's the only one I've played. Oh well, technically I've played Croc, Legend of the Gobos, or I always
Yeah,
said Gobos in my head, but I think it's Gobos. Gobo, I don't know.
I
Either
think
way,
it's
I've
Gabos.
played that. I played that when I was a kid. I had it on PS1. Um, but yeah, that was my reasoning. So what we did was we compiled a list. We actually had 15, not 12, because we had another individual, our friend Jacob, that was doing this with us because it started out as just an idea for fun, not turning it into anything other than just hanging like talking about games.
And then we joked ourselves into making a
We
podcast.
were like, we
Yep.
talk about this so much, we could just talk about it together,
Yeah.
and then maybe somebody else will listen to it, and then we'll get mad about all our bad opinions, and
Yeah,
then
Worth a
we
shot.
can argue. We can argue with them, but
Real
What's the worst
gaming.
that could happen?
it's a good way to get into arguing with strangers online.
yeah, yeah,
Yes. Which is a great pastime for some
Yeah,
yes,
which is the only thing anyone should ever live for.
It's what humanity's built on.
Yeah.
Discussion, yelling at each other,
discussion,
slurs.
in the public forum.
Rage.
Yeah,
Doxing people.
yeah. The idea is 1 game every month, determined randomly from our list. So what we did is we used Discord Dice Roller bot to roll our first game, which was Metroid Zero Mission, which was one of Keith's picks.
Whoop whoop.
Had you
And what a
played it
great
before?
first game.
No, no, I
Zero,
never.
yeah,
So no, I never played it.
That's crazy to me.
You picked it because you wanted to play it?
Yeah. So my main choices for my games were games that I either played as a kid and never beat, or um, something I'd never played before, but I had wanted to. Um, for either one reason or another, maybe I just never got around to it. And I guess I'll kind of go into more why I picked Zero Mission a bit. I guess a bit. I'm gonna go to it now. I've been on a big Metroid kick, starting with Dread. When that came out, I just really dove into everything Metroid. I got Dread. I beat Super Metroid. Um, on the Switch online store. And then when Prime Remastered came out, I beat that. And so I just wanted to just kind of keep that kind of kick going. And so I wanted to pick, Zero Mission. And then the Discord bingo hall tumbler picked me because I am chosen. I am the chosen one naturally. So I can't wait for one of my other games to win, and that one is a lot more interesting because that is one of those games I never beat it, and it's really bad and dumb.
When you just said bingo hall Tumblr, I heard bingle hall Tumblr, Tumblr as in like Tumblr the website. And I was like, what the fuck are you
The big ball thing. It is just
Yeah,
fake.
I got it. The power or the big or like the Powerball thing that they
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that thing. The lottery thing. Yeah. So yeah, one game a month. We'll talk, and then we'll come on here and we'll talk about it, and yeah, just general discussion about the game. When if your game gets picked, which Keeps did, he will insert a replacement for the next time. So now that there's going to be another, there's not 14 games, there's still 15 this time.
That's always a pool of 15.
And we'll talk about that. And well, it may change over time. We might change the format as long as it's keeps its randomness integrity. So the idea is you have to finish it within the month, right? So we did this in December. We did it like early December. We actually thought we were gonna all be too busy and push it to January, but like, let's just do it now. It was like maybe the 8th or something. And I think we'll talk about this in a minute too. How I finished it really fast, but because I've played it before. But you don't have to finish it if you don't have time. Like this isn't like Retro Handheld's game of the month. It's just us. And you're just playing it to play it and talk about it and discuss it for the love of the game. So
Yeah, but I will also make fun of you if you don't finish it.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
But
and we will also make fun of Keith if he doesn't finish it.
I'll make fun of
That's
Keith
fair.
when I beat him, finish it first, which I did this time. So I was first. So
I'll just make fun of Keith.
but he's got a decent
I don't care if he
comeback.
finishes it or not.
He has a comeback because technically he finished it faster. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But the last thing is, you guys don't know the list looks like. You can't see the list. I guess we could all rattle off our choices, but what we didn't really determine. We haven't set a specific ground rules on what is retro, and I mentioned this earlier about what defines retro. So I think I want to say it's Tech Dweeb, another retro handhelds YouTuber. I'm pretty sure it's his channel. Has a good video where he asks a bunch of other creators in this space about what they think is retro, and there's lots of different answers. A lot of them are like anything that's like, 20 years old, or it comes from this whatever, like I think the generally accepted thing is 2 generations removed from the current generation, which would be 360 and PS3 and down. Personally, I'm not going to pick anything from that era because it's hard to emulate that, and it's also hard now to find physical copies of it and play that because PS3s and 360s are either broken or expensive. So, but I also think personally that era doesn't feel retro to me because that was the era of when it became always online, and the online multiplayer was super focused for consoles. Obviously, PC's been online forever, like Unreal Tournament, Quake, all that stuff forever, right? But at that point, like PS2 had some online, and original Xbox had some online stuff, but there was no like good unified online experience until that generation, like Xbox Live parties, which I'm sure a lot of people, including myself, spent like countless hours in. So like that to me is just a different experience than retro. It seems like everything's more connected, and that's also like when the internet Wikia pages for every single like IP became super popular. Like prior to that generation, it was hard to find stuff about games, like find guides and stuff. You had to I guess there was old guides, somebody wrote, or like you could buy purchased Prima Games
I was
guides.
say, I used to print game guides off of my family computer in the living room.
Like I guess
I can,
prior to that,
read through them on paper.
Yeah, the Prima game guides, those were like collectibles. You could.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah,
those were
yeah.
always really cool.
I have
I
the
have a
Oblivion one somewhere.
I have a Prima game guide of the first Digimon World game for PS1 somewhere on that
Nice.
bookshelf, and it has notoriously false information all through
Nice.
it. Like,
Yeah, so
that a lot of it is not even like true.
Yeah, so I guess what I'm saying is like those
I wrote it as a prank.
these things have been. I guess they've been around for a while because there's like printed guides that are old, but like it's just like the advent of like YouTube, people playing video games on YouTube, like 2005, right? YouTube or 2006, YouTube starts. You Call of Duty montages, like all that stuff when everything became connected and everything. It feels like that doesn't feel retro to me. And it feels like a different kind of retro. It doesn't feel like a retro game to me.
Mhm.
Maybe I'm wrong. I mean, it is. I can't be wrong. It's my opinion. Not saying
No, you
that
can
I'm
be
never wrong, but my opinion
No,
is
it's
this.
it's incorrect.
But you may disagree, and that's fine. So that's what I
Not
think
okay.
constitutes retro. But the other reason, like I said, the main reason is that it's hard to emulate stuff from that era, and it's hard to find physical. I mean, I have some physical copies, but I'm just not going to pick it for the sake of other people. So finally, that leads us
Get
to
hard on this part. Part of that
the
month is just figuring out how you're gonna play it.
yeah. Finally leads
Oh,
us to
shit.
yeah. Well, actually, that's one of the that's kind of the fun of it to me is I want to know what game we're playing next, which we don't know what the next game is yet. We're gonna do that and have a live gamer
I know.
reaction. No, you don't. Live gamer reaction to whatever it is.
Geek's
I
gonna
know.
win
'Cause you
again.
can see the future.
And there's a couple. There might be some stinkers in there because of one of the games Jacob picked. I don't. None of us want to play,
Yeah,
but
nobody. I don't.
we'll
Croc,
see.
Legend of the Goblins.
Jacob doesn't even want to play it.
I don't want to play that one either. But anyways, finally getting to the topic of this episode and other follow-up episodes to this will not take so long. I mean, maybe they will. Maybe we'll just talk about something else. We didn't need to introduce ourselves to you guys.
I'm gonna introduce myself every time.
Game one, first game, December technically, but first game of the month we played was Metroid Zero Mission. The game is from 2004 for the Game Boy Advance, released I think around it was February 2004. So almost 22 years old now. It was Keith's game. Keith, you
What?
said you want to elaborate a little more on. I mean, you said it's because you never played it before, but
Right. So, I had a Game Boy Advance, but I, for the longest time, I only knew Metroid as that character in Smash. I actually played a lot of Samus in Smash, so it was funny enough. But like all of my knowledge of anything related to Metroid was just through
John
Smash
Halo,
Brothers. Yeah, right?
John Halo.
doesn't afraid of anything.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. He's and cool guy.
We're aging
It
ourselves
it
here.
kills aliens and doesn't. Yeah. Well, like I said, my peak gaming time was 360, which is peak like RB and the Chief and Halo 3 hype. Sorry, just to get another tangent, but I would go on Bungie.net every single day, for like literally every single day to check for news and updates for Halo 3. I guess in 2006 ish because it came out in 07. Isn't that right there? It's the Legendary Edition helmet behind my head. It's like I was so stoked to have gotten that, which it was. I'm sure there's a bunch of copies of it, but like it was a lot of money back then. I don't know, it wasn't that much now, but I was super stoked. And I would go on Bungie.net every single day to look for fucking news on it. Anyways, sorry.
No, you're good. Yeah, so like I said, so all of my knowledge of Metroid just came through Smash Brothers. That's how I learned Samus was a girl, the whole time, which I didn't know.
Oh, is
And
she?
then
Are you? Wait, I'm just kidding.
Spoiler alert.
Next thing you're gonna say Zelda's a girl.
so so like I said, my first full Metroid game that I played was Metroid Dread on the Switch. And so, like I mentioned before, I kind of just got really hooked and like, oh, this is why everyone wants these games to always like be around because like this is amazing. Like, oh, okay, I get it. Oh my
The
god,
whole
I get
genre
it.
based off of
This
Yeah,
thing, yeah, this
this
thing
game
invented a
and that
genre, and this is like,
yeah,
oh wow, this is
half of
amazing.
a genre. Okay, half. There's another half to it.
The
But you know,
other half.
first half.
I prefer the Metroid half if I'm being honest. Maybe I haven't
Yeah,
played
right,
enough of the other half.
Not
right, exactly.
after. I was gonna say maybe we'll play the other half
Yeah.
next
No,
month.
we're never because Keith's gonna win again. But
Well,
You
there's
can't win
two.
again, right?
no, I
No, he
can.
can.
Wasn't that
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
okay.
there's two Castlevania games on it actually.
Mm.
So It's the highest likelihood of anything.
Yeah.
So see, I beat Dread, and then I beat it a lot of times. Actually, I think my fastest time was around 2.5 hours. I think I got it
Wow.
down to for that
I've
game.
beaten Dread 103 times.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. So I really got into it, and then I noticed that on the Nintendo shop you could with your subscription you could play classic games. So on their SNES library they had Super Metroid. So I played Super Metroid, incredible
Ooh.
game also, and then they dropped the Prime remaster. I never played Metroid Prime, so it's like, okay, let me hop in on this. Also incredible. So it's like, so yeah, I just wanted to keep that Metroid kick going with another game that I hadn't played before. So I wanted to, pick a Metroid Zero Mission, and I am very happy with my decision. And obviously, I won, like I said. So I was chosen. I'm the chosen one. So it felt really good
Chosen.
Does that
to.
make me better than everyone
Chosen?
else? Yes, it
Yes,
does.
yes, it does.
Chosen? You know?
She chose
Chosen?
Shoot.
Chosen?
chosen
Choson?
chozo.
Oh.
Chozo
Chose
Chozo Ruiz?
Chosonian. Chosonian one.
Close enough.
Chosen one.
I think I was just saying it wrong. Is it Chozo? What is it?
I say Chozo. That's what I
Chozo.
say.
Yeah.
That's how
It's
I.
yeah.
Yeah.
Chozon.
Bird,
We're gonna get
I
Bird
somebody on here who's like, it's actually Chuzal.
I don't know anything about Metroid lore, but I played a decent number of Metroid games. And
Yeah.
that's a point I'll have when we get further into the discussion. But
Mhm.
um so personal history, everybody's personal history with Metroid, you explained yours. Mine, I never played, like I said, not a Nintendo kid. First Nintendo well, I had a DS as well. But I played first Metroid game I played was Metroid Prime Hunters on the DS, which is pretty funny because I don't think a lot of people played that one. It's the one where you control the aiming with the stylus.
Mhm.
It's the 3D one, 3D Metroid. And then I played sorry, is Hunters what's the one on Wii? Is that Hunters?
That's
Echoes.
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 Echoes. I played that one. And then I didn't play any Metroid until I played Metroid I played Zero Mission first. I think it was the one I played for Metroid Handheld's Game of the Month, but I think it was like the January get best of or whatever. Or maybe it won an
Yeah, I was
award,
gonna
I think.
say
I
it
think
was the game of the year.
yeah, that's what it was. I replayed
Yeah.
it. I played it because it was Game of the Year and I hadn't played
I
it
don't
before.
remember if it was 24. I think it was 24 because that's kind of when
Yeah,
we started.
it
But
was.
it
Yeah.
was the game of the year.
Yeah, I played it on my at the time I had an Odin 2 Pro, AYN Odin 2 Pro. Keith, I sent you a picture. I was trying to sell it to you, but it was expensive.
Yeah.
I ended up
Keith, where the fuck's my money for that?
Too
ended,
rich for the Lord.
ended up selling it to get a Steam Deck, which I should have gotten in the first place instead. Because I mean, AYN Odin 2 is cool. But it's Android based. I already have a big Steam library. I don't know why I didn't get it. It's because it was cheaper. It was a little bit, a couple $100 cheaper. I should have just got
Yeah.
not even a couple hundred. It's like $100 cheaper. I should have just got a Steam Deck. But I played it on the AYN Odin, which is a good experience because Game Boy games actually scale pretty well on that, and they're really well on the Steam Deck, which I'll talk about later. But I played that. I think I played Fusion for fun. I think I finished it. I don't like Fusion nearly as much as I like Zero Mission. And then later on, Metroid 2 Return of Samus for Game Boy was one of the games of the month, and I played it and I did not like it very much. It was not compared to that other one.
Mhm.
Sorry, compared to the other two I played, I didn't like it. And then later on, I played Super Metroid. I think it was another maybe game of the year. I don't know. It was something retro handhelds. And Super Metroid is probably I don't know. Super Metroid might be my favorite versus it's either that or Zero Mission, but I think it's probably Super Metroid. Uh, that's really Super Metroid's a really good game. I played 4 of the 2D Metroids, which I think is what is that half? It's probably at least half of them, right? I don't know, but besides, I never played the first one. But yeah, I mean, I like Metroid.
You kind of played the first one now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of. Yeah,
So it's
not
like
the yeah. I
Yeah,
did not play the extra mode either. The extra mode. The first one I've tried. I've started it. I'm like, I don't want to play this. The control. Like that's how the second
I
one
can
felt.
just
It
play
just
Zero Mission.
yeah. The second one.
Right.
This isn't about the second one. The second one, it doesn't feel good. Like the controls to me, I don't know. Maybe I'm just bad at games, which I am, because we'll talk about save states in a minute. But yeah, that's my experience with Metroid. I'm not a huge, I wouldn't say I'm a Metroid head, but I guess I kind of am. I do like it. I've played a good bit of it, but I haven't played a
Droid
lot of
head.
3D. I haven't played a lot of 3D ones. Although I never played Prime, so I probably should play that. Anyways, Jay.
Yeah, my first Metroid game, I got it. I guess it was I was 10 years old. I got it for Christmas in 2002. Um, Probably took me years to beat, but I did beat Fusion. And then I did get Prime on the GameCube. Um, I did beat Prime. Probably took me years again. I was not good at Metroid, but I loved it. I loved like the gameplay that it offered, so I kept trying. And then let's see. I guess I haven't after Prime. I didn't play Metroid again until like Keith, when the Switch came out with the Super Nintendo kind of virtual console.
Mhm.
I played Super Metroid there and beat it with the help of save states. Um, and then after that, I was really hyped for Dread when it came out. I don't know why. It just seemed like it was a long time since we got a really long time since we got a 2D Metroid, especially like on a bigger console, not just like a Game Boy or a DS. You know. So I played Dread, loved it. Then I went back and beat Super Metroid again. And then that was it until we started playing Zero Mission. But then played the Zero Mission, and then I was so into Metroid after that, I went back and beat Fusion again as an adult. So that was fun. Still got a lot of 3D
Cool.
Metroid to play, but yeah, Prime's a good one.
I mean something fool. What was it? What is your the all-knowing
All
fool?
knowing.
Oh, the
All
all-knowing fool.
all-knowing.
Yes.
He doesn't
Yeah.
even know.
Yes.
Yeah, he doesn't even know his own name. That's how much of a fool he is.
My experience with Metroid is basically non-existent before this game, honestly. Like I had Metroid Prime on the GameCube, and I didn't care enough about it at the age that I was playing it to get very far into it at all. In fact, I couldn't even tell you enough about the story to tell you how far I got into it. But I remember playing it some and then giving it up. Like, I'm going to play Wind Waker or Super Mario Sunshine or something. And so I played this game this month, and this is the first Metroid game basically I've ever played, like, actually played, like, all the way through and stuff. And I liked it a lot. I really enjoyed it. It was awesome. So it makes me want to like try stuff like Prime and stuff. I really, after playing this game, I do want to try a lot of other Metroid stuff because as I do, I played it and then like did a deep dive into like all the lore and stuff and like thought that like, oh, this is awesome. Why didn't I enjoy this more when I was a kid? But I think because it's not like thrown in your face, and my ADHD was like, what the fuck am I doing walking around on this planet turning into a ball? I'm gonna get the
Yeah.
give me Super Mario Sunshine. I'm gonna spray all the gunk off.
Yeah, look at all the colors.
I was gonna say about you're talking about the story of you don't remember the story of Prime. I don't remember the story of Zero Mission, and I played it like a couple weeks ago because
Yeah.
that's something I was gonna mention. I'll mention and once we get into the, I guess we get into the actual review part of it. First off, how did you play it? I played it personally on Steam Deck. My Steam Deck, 512. I don't think it's Metroid's running right now. I think Hollow Knight
While
is,
you're
but
doing that, oh, sorry. I'm gonna be that guy. I played on the real hardware. I actually,
big
when this
man.
game when this game was picked randomly, I went on eBay and bought a copy probably that night, and I don't know. I wanted to play it physically. I had Fusion already, and I'd always wanted that game, but I just never bought it. And this was a good reason to do that. So I spent a
Jay's
stupid amount of
the
money
You're welcome.
J-
You're welcome.
Jay's
to play it
Jay's the
on.
best of us at spending
Boy.
money.
No one knows how to splurge like
Yeah.
Jay.
It makes me feel.
Gives a little bit of warmth. I see I've won that bid.
Whew.
Makes me feel alive.
The GBA is a weird one. It's a little weird. It's 3:2 aspect ratio, the screen. So like emulating it is kind of strange on 4:3 devices, like which most retro handhelds are 4:3. Um, and then most things that are bigger are 16:9. Even Steam Deck technically is 16:10. But if it scales really well on the Steam Deck, I don't know, you can probably see a lot of glare, obviously, but there are black bars on the sides. There's a little bit, but not much. There's also the Steam Deck's actual black bar bezel, but it is a perfect integer scale of, I believe, 5x, 6x maybe. Um, but yeah, GBA games scale like perfectly on Steam Deck with just a little bit of black bars on the side, so it's a pretty good experience, and it's just cool to like play it that big and that blown up.
I like seeing big pixel. The
Yeah,
pixels actually upscale really well, and you just
yeah,
I don't know.
yeah,
The
and that's
art
something.
translates to bigger, which is cool.
Yeah, it's not something. If I'm being honest, I don't know if I've ever actually noticed it with my eyes, but it's a thing in the retro handhelds community of integer scaling. What that means is it can scale, or the size of the screen, right, can scale up to a certain like 2.5x, right? If it's 2.5x, it's not an integer scale. That means you have a half pixel, right? The pixels don't scale correctly, but if it's a perfect scale, like a 5x, every pixel on your screen is 5 pixels of the original screen, right? So it looks smooth and there's no like weird half pixels. You can really see it with like usually with like that status bars or something that don't move that are static on the screen. Sometimes you'll see them go like wink wink. Um, I don't know if I've ever noticed it with my own eyes, but it is cool that I'm able to integer scale GBA on this. But if I played, I don't know. I might have played it on something else, but I also just wanted to play something on the Steam Deck. So, anyways, Keith, how did you play it? You don't even know what. I think can't hear Keith right now.
Yeah, I can't hear you, bud.
Muted myself because I'm a
No.
professional.
Yeah.
If
So I
if you
played on
mute
this
yourself, you can't
lovely.
cough right in the middle of somebody talking.
Yeah.
So I played on this lovely piece that I got
He
from
doesn't know what it's
Ryan.
called because I
I
sold
don't
it
know
to
what
him.
it's called. I don't know
He's
what it's
not
called.
actually a retro handhelds game guy.
I'm
He's just
here. I'm the gamer
that
here. I'm
is
not. I'm not
The
the
a
White
tech
Tower again. That's what that
that's
is.
the
guy.
that's the game console R36S, which I actually I bought another one from a guy on yeah, this is what the box one of the boxes looks like, game console R36S. Um
Ryan's excited
Ah.
that Keith doesn't know the name, so he can talk about it.
It did give him
yeah,
a chance to talk more about.
yeah. It's one of the cheapest ones out there. It's like a clone of some other stuff. It's got an arcade.
He
What is
sold me
it?
this for $1,000, so him saying it's
That's
the
I
cheapest
sold
one
it to.
is kind
It
of.
might have been $20. It might have been 15. I actually don't remember. I'm
Wait a
doing
minute.
doing a
Wait.
It's hilarious.
doing a disservice to retro handhelds community. I can't remember the name of the processor. Oh, there it is. RK3326, which is in a bunch of stuff. Really common. The cool thing about these, not this is too down to the rabbit hole of retro handhelds, but it can run ArcOS, and ArcOS is really good custom firmware. So that's what you have on it. I installed everything on it for everything that's on Keith's
No, not
R36 is
everything. Not everything. I
courtesy.
put some
Oh,
stuff on here myself. Thank you.
yeah, it's courtesy of me, and including the things he put on there himself because I had to walk him through it on Discord while I was in the dark in my daughter's room getting her to go to sleep. I was trying to tell him how to use a computer.
I
He's
don't want to use. No, 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 no.
he was like his
Okay.
file browser. He opened up his file browser and it looked weird because he had it in icons mode, so like the list mode. And I was like, "Your file browser looks weird." And he's like, "I never use it." What do you mean?
I don't look at my files very often. I'm sorry.
But
Same.
anyways, Keith played it on the R36S, which is a fine little console, especially for the money. You can have something like for a little bit more money. It's nicer, like a Mii Mini Plus. Just a little bit, no joysticks though, but if everything about it feels nicer. Which, Gabe, what did you play it on?
I played. Okay, cool. Wasn't sure if I muted myself. I played mine on my Miu. I don't know if I'm gonna slaughter but Miu
Mii
Mini
Mini
Plus.
Plus.
Yeah, that little
Yeah.
baby right there. which if you follow our Instagram page, which is Cart Creeps, you'll notice that this has no Cheeto dust on it. So you can go there and find out what that's about. Follow us on Instagram.
Good one.
And yeah, I don't know. It's basically just like a Game Boy, but like 4 buttons. I'm not. In fact, I would say Ryan's the only person here that probably cares about all the technical stuff of it, which is I'm not
Technical
bashing him for
emotion.
it. Yeah.
Mhm.
But I like
I
play
just want to
game
play a
on.
game.
Yeah, I play game
Yeah,
on Game
this is
Boy.
a game pod. This is the
Yeah,
podcast about the game. It's not
yeah.
about the retro handheld.
I
There's
want
already
a game.
there's a whole
Talk
community
about game.
and a whole podcast, and they live stream like multiple times a week, and a whole bunch of dudes on the Retro Handhelds podcast, like Stubbs and Zoo, and I think
I
Ban
like.
and Retro Tech Dad, who has his own channel, but I think he's associated. All those guys already talk about this stuff all the time, and there's other creators too, but Retro Handheld specifically, that is that group, and yeah, they do a good job of talking about these. So we're not going to talk about these a lot, but they are relevant because it's relevant to the experience of playing the game. So
Yeah.
for me, visually, it was great. I could see, it looks great. The pixels, everything super crisp and clear and all that stuff. Didn't use any shaders. I actually don't like using shaders that much. I know that it's cool sometimes to throw like a CRT shader on when you're playing it on a TV. I think that's fun. Um, most of the time I don't use shaders. Even like on the Mii Mini, I don't use LCD shaders to make it look
I don't even
nice.
know how to use shaders.
Yeah, no, you guys don't know how to use
I
it because you don't know how to access RetroArch. Jay, you know how to use RetroArch.
Yeah,
I download game
I've,
on
I've done that.
console and play game.
That's
Yeah.
right.
But Steam Deck obviously controls super good. It's
Oh,
a
yeah.
good controller. The buttons are good. The joystick. I played it with joysticks. I will say the way I
That
have
was
my
good.
save states. Yeah, the save states set up. A lot of times I would accidentally load or save because with the triggers. I have my save state set to like I guess whatever the select button or back button is on Steam Deck. It's like 2 squares. Is it the share button? I don't know. Whatever. It's the one on the left, up
Oh,
here.
yeah.
That
Yeah.
is my hotkey button, and then right bumper is my
Yeah, I
save,
think that's
and
mine
my
too.
left bumper is my load. And so but also I didn't remap I don't know. I kept accidentally hitting the wrong button when I was switching between super missiles. I kept accidentally shooting super missiles. Yeah. Oh, because I think the triggers were set to were turbo of those buttons, and I never undid it or whatever. So, but yeah, that was my experience playing it. Keith,
Hold on. Before you move on, I was
Mhm.
curious how the analog felt or the joystick felt compared to the D-pad, and why you chose the
Yeah.
joystick.
So I think it feels fine. It felt fine to me. It felt natural to me. The joystick just feels natural to me when I'm playing the Steam Deck. I don't think the D-pad on the Steam Deck's that good, actually. Like, it's okay.
Yeah, I
It's
actually
kind of
don't enjoy
squishy.
it that much. It's fine for like when you have to do something real
Did you
quick
ever
with
run
it.
into any moments? I'm sorry, Gabriel. Did you ever run into any moments, Ryan, where you were traversing maybe like in a fast, like I don't know, you're a chase section, and you
Or escape.
misdirected because you were using the analog?
Maybe not enough to really notice it as a problem. The Steam Decks, that is the other thing about Steam Deck joysticks. They feel really tall, which is kind of silly because they're not. But then people are used to playing Switches now,
They're really
and
low. Yeah.
they're really
Yeah,
low. They
pretty
feel
squat.
tall, and they just feel like there's a bunch of travel. So it does feel kind of weird, like especially to hit like a diagonal. I'm not very good at Metroid or video games in general. I use save states a lot, so
Yeah,
I'm
Ryan
sure
sucks.
if I messed up, I just loaded the save state.
Loser.
I just loaded the save state. So by far, I'm the one that used the save states the most in
How
this group.
frequently would you say you save stated? Like, would you do it mid boss fight? That type
I
of
did. I that that's
Yes.
Doesn't want to
we're
admit
talk
it.
about that later on. But yes,
Yeah.
I have been known to do that, and I definitely did that in the stupid the stupid Metroid brain, mother brain fight.
Mother brain.
The mother brain,
Get the
the
lore
mother
right.
brain fight. We're getting ahead of ourselves, but I definitely did it in that because I also use slow mo because I hate that fight, and I've done it before. I did it the first time. It's really hard. That's the hardest part of the whole game, and I'll speak
agree.
about that later. But yeah, Steam Deck was pretty good. It didn't have any problems with the joysticks. I don't like the D-pad in the Steam Deck. Yeah, honestly, I feel like the D-pads on these are better. I don't know why they feel better. It's just I don't know.
But
I
on
just
the
don't like it.
no, this is
Yeah.
a really good
On
play experience,
these,
honestly. Yeah. Yeah.
but I
It's like
What
grabbed
were you gonna ask me?
all of
You
them.
were
it's like a
asking me something.
clown
Yeah.
pulling
So
a handkerchief.
yeah, I was gonna ask you, Keith. You had the option of a joystick, but I'm sure you just used the D-pad, right?
I just use the D-pad. Yeah, for something like this, it does feel better to use the. A lot of
As
times,
God
I will.
intended.
Yeah.
Thank you. Exactly. Exactly.
But
Uh,
I will say that R36 D-pad's not very good. It's actually feels pretty
yeah,
shitty to
yeah,
me.
they're not that. Yeah, they're
You
not.
have one of the
Keep
cheapest
was being
cheapest
nice.
consoles around that's still like acceptable to be used. So you're at a handicap, but you're probably also the best at video games of the group of us. You know, although
Yes, of all time.
somebody else got higher
I don't know about that.
higher items. We'll talk
No,
about that in a
no,
second.
that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter. We'll get to that later. But
Hey, you're in the bottom half, actually, Keith.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, actually, Keith, I
Actually,
think you
you're
did
on
the
the
worst.
bottom, huh?
No, no,
Well, we'll get to
no.
that later. We'll get to that later.
Keith had 15 missiles when he
So
finished.
obviously, speaking of, so Gabe, Me Mini Plus is it's a little bit on the small side, console wise
Yeah,
or
yeah. I
handheld
mean,
wise. It's not like the Miu Mini, but like it's pretty small.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, how was it
Or
for
not
you?
as bad as my phone.
Did you get any like hand cramps or anything?
No, I have tiny hands.
Yeah, tiny baby
I
hand.
have
It's
little
perfect
baby
size.
hands, so it's great. It feels very comfortable for me.
Extra baby seat behind him. So
Yeah. Well, you know it's small because I'm playing Spyro with my daughter. We actually just beat it over the Christmas break, but she's not like straining to do much with this. So that's like
Yeah,
kind of how small it is. Is like she's a
she's as
a
tall as you
toddler.
already.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
She's a toddler and which means she's my height now. Um but
What about the triggers though? Because the triggers are one thing about the Miu that's kind of like, well, you
no,
got to
yeah.
slap. Yeah, you slap triggers on a Game Boy style device that's not a horizontal. It's always kind of weird because they just kind of shove them in the back, you know.
Yeah, yeah. I mean that is the only thing is like if like the what is it, the R2 and
I think
L2
it's the
triggers are
twos
fine,
on the
but
inside.
the
Oh no,
R's, yeah.
yeah,
The twos are on the inside, the ones are on the outside. The ones do feel a little weird because you have to like
yeah,
cock your wrist out to hit
yeah.
them, but
Keith, I will say the R36 has
didn't
some
really
really.
bother me that much.
These do feel nice. Yeah.
They feel. You said they feel nice. I was gonna say they feel really shitty. I actually think they're bad.
Yeah,
Sorry,
you're right.
the
No.
tactileness of the click I don't like, but physically
Oh.
they are big.
Mhm,
That one is
yeah.
bigger.
Yeah.
That one's I can show you, Keith, for reference, the size of a 36 versus the Miu Mini.
Just
Yeah, I'd
less
almost
the
be
references. We're all
interested to
showing off
see
our phones.
what the
See, see, Keith, this is the
Oh yeah.
difference. I mean, really, it's just the joysticks.
Yeah,
They're-
pretty much.
It's a little bit
yeah, it's really
thinner.
not that. I was supposed to say it's not that much wider, right?
No, it's a little bit. This one's 36 is a little bit thicker. These stick out
Thick.
a bit further. This is
Mhm.
better, easier to put in
Yeah.
a pocket for sure. This was really.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they're. I don't know. I don't remember the screen dimensions. I mean, they're the same aspect ratio, but I don't know which one has the better pixels, pixel density or whatever. Anyways, Jay, you played on original hardware, and you played this one on your SP or your GBA.
I started on this guy right here. As you can see, it's the GBA Fat. The backlight. But this sucker, and I'll show you this too. It actually runs on batteries. There's no like USB-C mod. I wanted it as OEM as possible. But you'll run through battery in 4 or 5 hours with this thing. So I ran through 4 batteries with that, 2 sets, and then I was tired of running through batteries, so I switched to the SP. And I will say, generally, the Game Boy Fat is just nicer to hold.
It's better.
Yeah. It feels better on your hands with the SP. It cramps. It's closer. I will say the SP has better feeling triggers than the Fat. I don't know. They're clickier.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
ask
the
this
right
is just my
trigger,
poor
that's
memory, but yeah, it's just one trigger on the SP.
right. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
only
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
two up there. Ignore all
And
of
they're
that.
kind of like clicky, like membranes almost.
Yeah.
Battle damage SV.
Yeah.
Also, like the screen too. I don't know if you can tell here, but the Game Boy fat screen is so much better than
Yeah.
the SP screen.
Yeah.
That's just
It actually
Yeah.
looks
That's the early
even
model
on the
SP. That's how you know
Yeah.
because
Well,
the screen is so much
Yeah.
worse.
that GBA is like an LCD swapped screen one, right? Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
will say, when it comes to like using the D-pad here, like it's so tiny, but it feels really good with those diagonals. Um, you can hit them really good, so it made traversing those.
Yeah.
I mean, you
They
can
had
always
to
hit L diagonal too, but I would sometimes just do the diagonal up because I would run and shoot,
yeah.
Yeah.
spam your diagonal shots because it's Metroid.
Yeah, they had to recess the buttons in the D-pad for the closing of the screen, so like that is kind of weird. And I had one of the Ambernic RG35XX SPs, and I sold it because I wasn't an SP kid, so I just got rid of it. I sold it to somebody. But it was like that. It was like it's just like a slightly larger SP, like than the actual SP, which I never had one. But
One thing though with the native hardware was, no save states for old Johnny. So, but I will say, I thought we'll get into it later. I didn't have too hard of a time with no save states and just playing it natively. That was something I wanted to do, was play it the way it was meant to be beat, because I didn't want to like give myself an easy way out. But
John's our purist.
not
for a
me.
Metroid game, I thought it was pretty easy. But we'll get to that later.
I agree. Even though I cheated a bunch with save states, but I think it's actually a really easy game. But yeah.
At least for like
So
as far as Metroid games go.
yeah, Super Metroid's way harder. In my opinion. But yeah. So I use save states a lot. I use some mid boss fight save states. I have no shame about it. Save scum, because I just don't feel like I have the time to die over and over and over again. So I have two. Yeah,
Coward.
I have two kids, so I don't have a lot of free
Okay.
time.
Okay.
Although
Okay.
yeah, that's what it is, and not yeah. So that's my excuse. But
But
Keith,
I'm bad at
yeah,
bad at
okay.
but I used to be okay. I was never good at video games. I used to be better when I was younger, but I'm definitely not good anymore. But Keith, you said you use save states as well, but you only use save states in the save rooms, and we're supposed to
I
believe
would
that.
only use a save state in a save room.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yes.
He has the power to save at any time, and he chooses to only use it in the save room. Why don't you just use the save feature?
Because it does
Let it
save
load when you die.
doesn't it?
the
Because I
It
didn't want
does,
to go
yeah.
through the
the
loading
backup.
screen.
Oh, the loading
Yeah.
screen. Yeah, okay,
That's
buddy.
that's the
If I
trick.
died, I
wouldn't
wanted
do a
to.
loading
If I
screen,
died, I wanted to just immediately get back to my save spot.
Yeah, your
Oh,
save
yeah.
spot, which is like mid boss fight with
No, I didn't do that. I didn't need to do that. First off, I'm better than
Imago.
you, so I didn't need to do that. So that's unnecessary.
Yeah.
So
You did take longer to. Oh wait, no, I took longer. I did
no,
get
Yeah, no,
100%
yeah.
more. I
I
got one
beat
more
this game.
item
I beat
Keith
this game
was
the
the
fastest.
fastest. Yeah.
by 1
With
minute.
less items than everyone else.
No, sorry, that's more than 1 minute. It's like 20
Yeah, it's like
minutes.
20 minutes. Yeah, I've been playing 20
21
minutes. Yeah.
Okay, so Jay obviously didn't use any save states because he couldn't. Gabe, how did you do save states?
For the most part, and I won't say that I didn't use save states during Mother Brain or I didn't use it during Ridley, but I did use it Ripley. Ridley?
Ridley.
I kept
Ridley
thinking.
Ridley,
Scott.
I
yeah.
was thinking Ripley
Yeah,
because I'm
yeah.
crossing over my sci-fi
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, that's always what I do. I always think Ridley's supposed to be Ripley and yeah.
Yeah,
But
It's Ridley Scott. That's
yeah.
or Ripley from Alien. Keith.
Yeah.
No, it's
That's what I
literally
think.
Ridley because of Ridley Scott.
Okay.
Literally,
Oh,
that's
okay.
what-
I see.
That's why it's called that. That's why it's called that.
I understand. Some
But,
little fun fact for you.
Oh yeah. A little fun fact for you.
Yeah, Krieg was
Got some
kind of
more for you.
annoying for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Kraid?
used say Craig.
Kraid.
See, this one
You're talking about the guy
Craig.
with the arms coming out of
Craig?
his
Yeah,
his
out of
tummy?
his belly.
For you
That guy
Smash fans,
that guy
that's the
sucks.
big green guy in the background spinning the stage in Brimstone.
He that's an easy boss fight, but it's not the easiest boss fight, I don't think. But it's pretty easy.
It was mostly because a little bit of behind the scenes stuff. We were gonna record this episode like
2
the
weeks ago.
17th or 19th or something like that. Yeah, and I was way behind everyone else, and so I did two things. I used a walkthrough, which is why my item count was so much better than Keith's.
I used to walk through a couple times too. I didn't talk about
Oh.
that.
But But
Oh,
I was just
oh.
trying to finish the game
Come
because
on,
I
fellas.
thought we were gonna record the episode like a couple weeks ago,
Mhm.
and so I was rushing through the game at that time. And so like I was using walkthrough, and I would use save state mostly during the save rooms, but during Mother Brain and Kraid and and Mecha Ridley. All
Yeah,
three of those I did use
I
save states too, but I didn't
I
use
did
save states anywhere else.
I didn't use the guide like the whole time because I played this game not that long ago. When I felt like I got stuck though, I'd use it. I used it like 2 or 3 times. I looked up like where do I go after this? Which is,
I
I
use the
mean, to be
guide
yeah,
mostly to like be like, okay, where do I need to go next? Where do I need to go next? Where do I need to go next?
because there's
And
one
but
point
as a
specifically.
consequence, almost every guide is gonna be like for a game like this, like, oh, and stop here to pick up this item and stuff.
Yeah,
And so
the
like I
completionist
would
guide.
do
Yeah,
that. Yeah. Um
yeah,
and so it was me getting more items was a consequence just of me trying to rush through the game. Which I still did pretty fast and got the most items. So
The only
Mm.
time I used the guide, I tried not to. Yeah, purist guy. But
well, yeah, I
Mhm.
probably
the only
won't
time
next
Good
time,
man.
but
Good
we were
man.
like so unsure of when we were recording.
it was there's like I think it was before the crate fight. You have to find the bottom basement layer that goes to him, and there's like a bomb spot,
Oh,
and it's not clear. But if you look really closely in the cracks under where Samus is walking, you can see the crack where you're supposed to spawn. But on that daggum SP, it was a little hard to see that. I wasn't around that terrain for a little bit, and I had to look that spot up. But other than that, I played it pretty blind, which I felt pretty
Yeah.
cool about.
I was clean the whole way through. You
yeah, whatever.
I
wow.
don't give it. Nobody cares, Keith.
I was actually trying to see if I could find my original clear time from when I played it in retro handhelds, but I am unable to find it right this second because I didn't know I followed a guide a lot more the first time.
Yeah, for retro handhelds, I always follow a guide because I'm trying to actually finish it for a reason.
Yeah,
Whereas like this, like
Hmm. Hmm.
I wanted to be able to talk about it this first podcast at least as much as I could, but from here on out, I'm like, if I don't finish it in time, then I don't finish it in time.
We just make fun
I'll
of
talk
you.
about yeah,
Yeah, we'll just make fun of you.
yeah,
You
Mhm.
So much.
big dumb baby.
um,
maybe.
yeah.
If I was a baby,
So
I'd have enough time to
completion
finish the
times,
game.
the completion times for everyone, starting with the slowest and then going
Yeah,
up. Slowest was Jay at 5 hours, 22 minutes, 39 seconds with 68% of items. And I'm pretty sure this is accurate. There are 100 items in the game to collect. So I think 68 means you got 68 items.
Whole lot of
I didn't
Second,
know that.
yeah, second slowest was Gabe with a 451.38, but he had 70% of completion of items, which is the highest. Third fastest was me, Ryan, 448.43 with a 58% item rate. And the fastest was Keith with a 427.43 and a
Whoop whoop.
57% completion rate. I finished the game before Keith, but he did finish it faster. So
Eve
Faster with less items, which is more impressive in a Metroid game.
less items.
Keith's acting like not exploring the game is some grand achievement.
Technically, I think
Keith's like, yeah, I finished this game so fast.
For a lot
I
of those items, you have to go so far out of your fucking way. So, like, come on.
the speed run, like the speed, one of the more interesting or like the biggest speed run like challenges for this game is 9% completion, which is the minimum you need to beat the game,
Mm,
which is
Oh.
insane
yeah.
because the game is hard in a couple places. Let's see. I'm gonna go to the next section. Oh wait, did you play hard mode, Keith? Since you're the
I did
sweatiest
play hard
gamer of
Yeah,
them
mode.
all, did you finish it?
Yes, I did
that's
not
what
finish
that
it.
was gonna be. Yeah,
I
Did you
got the
finish it? Wow.
I didn't finish it.
Real
No,
hard.
I tried.
wow.
I was gonna do it.
I was
Oh,
gonna
I'm
say, I thought you
easily
were.
hard for me.
I'm easily distracted by other things.
Real
Yeah,
gamer
Um,
right.
guy Keith over here plays normal.
yeah.
Nah.
Unfortunately, I did not finish it on hard mode. I got to the Various suit. I got the Various suit. But that's kind of where I left off. The thing about hard mode is It is. I think it makes
Double
it hard.
damage.
Hard.
More
Double
damage, and
damage, right?
also
You guys
it's
might not believe this, but hard mode's pretty hard.
it's pretty hard, guys. You get half energy and I think half missiles, I guess, from every
Yeah, I think
pickup.
instead of like 5 missiles, it's like 2 or 3
It's like
instead.
three. It's three. You
Yeah,
get three
3.
instead.
Yeah.
So yeah, you don't so you're just dealing with way less stuff. So like you get like three tanks, it's like you get maybe it's square and a half or whatever, but so yeah, we get way less energy and missiles from tanks and that pickups. So there is definitely a bit more challenge in there because you're just dealing with less. But after beating it once and then kind of just immediately jumping back into it on hard mode, I did still it wasn't so hard that like, oh my god, what can I do? It's like, I'm still kind of like making my way through it, like with relative ease. So no real problems or anything. Because I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good. But what can I say? What can I say? But if I imagine if I got deeper into the game, like dealing with like the tougher bosses like Ridley or Mother Brain, I imagine there would have been some frustration there. So.
I can imagine Mother Brain on hard mode because it's
I wouldn't
hard
even
on
try it.
normal.
I wouldn't even try it.
The strat with Ridley I've seen on
Ridley's
speedrunning
not even hard.
is
The
like you
Ridley's
just
really not
stand
that hard.
right next to him
fast
and
as
just
you
like
can.
spam missiles.
Yeah,
Like
you
That's
just
it. That's it. You just spam missiles, and
like
like
even
Ridley's
like
like
getting
the
you like
easiest
get
thing in the
hit
world.
and just spam missiles right in front of him.
Yeah,
Like don't even matter.
yeah.
I feel like a lot of the bosses in this game were like that. You just got to
Oh yeah.
find the
Yeah.
spot and
Well,
over.
Ridley's
It wasn't
besides
that
his
difficult
tail,
with
Ridley's
Mother
whole
Brain.
body is his spot, which is what makes him so easy. Because like if you just do the missiles really fast and aren't worrying about like his tail like blocking it, then or aware of his tail blocking it, because his tail's the only invulnerable part I think he has. It's just
How hard you can mash does make things easier or harder.
yeah,
Oh,
So I wasn't Dread as well.
Every missile counts.
Mhm.
I also use turbo mode on the
Oh,
buttons.
wow.
So
Wow.
turbo fire. Forgot about that.
Look at this face.
Which turbo turbo firing with missiles is not really a good idea though, because once
you
you're just
just waste.
you're slightly off the hit zone, you're wasting
Yeah.
missiles.
Yeah,
So
Right.
turbo fire with blaster when I'm running through normal rooms clearing enemies, whatever, I don't care. You can fight. You can say it's cheating. It is cheating,
Automatic
but
goes crazy though.
you used to be able to buy turbo controllers back in the day, I'm sure, for the SNES. So I don't care. But it looks, and also it's cool when you shoot like the wave when you get the wave beam, right? It's like
yeah.
yeah. Anyways, before we'll talk about the bosses here in a second. But what did you guys think of the art and sound and atmosphere? I think personally, though, this is one of like the best looking pixel art games that I've ever played. Maybe I don't know if I can say of all time, but it's probably up there. Like just like I don't know. It's really like GBA is in and of itself. Like GBA is a really good platform for pixel art. It's kind of like where pixel art kind of peaked before everything was actually on HD TVs and it was like fake pixel art, kind of just blown up. But
Mhm.
like this game looks really good. There's a spot I found. It's on what is the surface level called? Is it Criteria? Yeah, Criteria.
Yep.
When you go to Criteria and you come up out above Samus's ship and you're like up on the hill on
Yeah,
cliff
you're on like
over
a
it, and
cliff.
it's
Yeah,
just the spot is just entirely for vibes. There's nothing
yeah.
else
It's
you need to
aura
do
form.
besides stand there, and the clouds move slowly, and the music plays, and yeah, that's just specifically just to look cool, and everything else about the game looks like all the other pixel art stuff looks cool. I don't like the bubbly green section of the map. Don't know what that section's called. Didn't love that one. The rest of it looks great though. A lot of it's dark, uh, though, so sometimes like on the Steam Deck it looks good because Steam Deck has HDR, right? So the dark blacks were really black. But yeah, what did you guys think about the art? I didn't talk about the music because I didn't really hear the music a lot because I played it with the volume down because I was either playing like with my kids around, like I didn't need to have it loud and bother them. I didn't want them to also come over and try to take the Steam Deck from me. So
Amen, brother.
played at work once or twice too, so that's also why I didn't have the volume up. You know, just
You can
normal
cut that
gamer
out, right?
things. But cut that, cut that, cut that, cut that, cut that.
I'll jump in here. I love the score of Metroid. It's spooky. You know, it puts you in that. I don't know. You feel immersed. It's not
Mhm.
quite a horror game, but you're on edge like the whole time. Like you know, it's not going to be an easy game.
Yeah.
Just kind of adds to that edge. Pixel's really good. The GBA in general, just like
I was gonna ask how I mean because like obviously we're all playing it on other platforms, but like how was like it on the original? How was it on the original platform?
you know, the color on my
I
SP is a
mean,
little faded, but
I guess I don't know
it's
if
really
you
good.
can compare it. I mean, I guess if you downloaded it on your Steam Deck and then like looked at the two, I'm sure there's pros and cons to both. But I mean,
Right.
it looked really good when you were showing the
Right.
pictures of
And I
the
mean,
Game Boy Advance. So
just having it on the natural, like, I'll show a little bit of gameplay. Can't really move and show you, but just having it in those natural borders of the SP was really nice.
yeah,
I don't know. There are good colors, and I like the aesthetic of the space station. Like when you walk through the halls, you know, it's a 2D plane, but
yeah,
there was one scene, there was one room in particular. It was just one random room, but it was towards the end of the game, and you're walking through it, and in the background, there's like it almost looks like a fridge, like a break room fridge, and there's things like that, like in the
yeah.
background that play
Yeah.
out as you're playing, going through the world, that kind of
Well, no,
add
one
to
of my
that.
favorite parts is in the Zero Suit part, and you're like walking through, and there's the hieroglyphs and like mural in the background, and like
Yeah.
going through that looks. I mean, it's just so cool for like a game
And even
like
there's cutscenes
that's on
too
a
that are
yeah
really nice.
The cutscenes
yeah
are
the
good.
cutscenes
Yeah.
are cool. The cutscene where you're like escaping and then you like crash down like before the Zero Suit part, and it's like the
Mhm.
like line through your ship when you get
I love the
shot
Ridley
down
cutscene
is
where she's like,
yeah the Ridley cutscene yeah yeah
ah! Yeah,
The elevator shot too, where it zooms in on her face,
yeah,
like get the visor.
Mhm.
That shit is nice.
yeah. I like that
is
one.
that are you talking about the Mother Brain one?
No, there's the first
Because
one. The first time she just goes down
oh
elevator, she
yeah
like looks
yeah
up,
Yeah.
I think my favorite
or
cutscene
is that the same one
is
with the mother brain
yeah I
eye?
was gonna say I think
There's two
my
separate ones.
yeah
Okay.
my
Mhm.
favorite one is the Mother Brain with the eye where it like splits open and the eye comes
Yeah,
out and then like it
Mhm.
like narrows into like the I don't know like reptile
yeah.
cat eye or
Mhm.
whatever. And it's like
Evil
really
eye,
cool. Yeah,
Sauron,
the evil eye.
Eye of
Yeah.
Sauron, or something.
Yeah, it was really I really enjoyed just looking at it and just watching it play. I have it open here, and just watching like the little demo thing plays. And just, it does look really it just looks amazing, and just love how the art style of the game. I'd say I really love the music. I work from home, so I didn't have to worry about, and I don't have kids, so I don't have to worry about bothering anyone when I'm playing my. When I was playing during work hours. You know, I can freely admit that. But
Yeah,
um,
gaming never hurt anybody.
yeah, no,
Do it
I know,
anytime I want.
yeah, right, no problems.
just my just my union allocated break.
And I love the music. I love video game music. I love listening. You know, just different. You know, that's kind of always the sign of a really good. For me personally, is like, will I go out of my way to either download this or listen to it again later? And I really enjoyed the Crades section, his music,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
whole area, the music there it was really nice, and I just really love the yeah, like it's like the aesthetic that it goes for, and the music that it plays is really atmospheric and really really great. And the boss fight against Ridley, the music there as well, the you know, classic bit of musical accompaniments, and it's really something that I like always kind of look for when I'm playing games. It's like I do like, because I always love the music of video games. It's always something that.
Any anytime there was like a countdown or a chase section, the music would
Hmm.
amp up and get super fast.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Really feel, I don't know, you can feel the tension. It kind of makes you panic and make your button presses worse.
Mhm.
Yeah, that was gonna be my big note, was that like the countdown like escape sequences, that music is
Mhm.
like
They
stressful.
give you
It's like,
Yeah.
plenty of time. Like you get there with minutes to spare,
Yeah,
but it still stresses you out.
yeah, the music just
Mhm.
like sets the tone for it so well that like you're like, oh my
Music's
god, I don't have time. Like this is, I'm
I
gonna
think
fucking die. But like,
Mhm.
my
yeah, it's like
yeah
so much time.
my take on my take on those two things, and we can kind of move on to talking about the game, its gameplay itself. Um, that those two set like the problem. I actually don't like the runaway sequences, mainly because there's two of them. They're not
because I
hard.
get scared.
Yeah,
They're not hard.
I
There's
get
just there's
scared. I don't like being
they're like
scared.
the first time you're like, oh shit, like I got this is stressful, and then the second time you're like, oh yeah, this is again, but I already did this,
Mhm.
but
But it's
it's just in a
different.
different spot.
Yeah,
But you know
So
what?
different
now I'm with
time.
the space
When you
pirate
get
guys.
when you get when you go through everything, you go through the first escape sequence is like, okay, I made it. Then you're starting to leave. Then you get shot down. You're in the zero suit, and then you're
Yeah,
totally powerless. And
you
it's
do
like,
think you're like
what?
finishing the game at that point. It's
Mhm.
like, well, this is
The
a
With
full
Metroid
Metroid,
on the
yeah,
brain.
what it really does really well is it really helps you just like ramps up the power level of just you as a player. It's like collecting all the items, getting all the power ups, and then like you start with nothing, you get a lot of stuff, and you start with nothing again, and then you get everything, and like you're just like this unkillable thing just running through everything once you get the gravity suit, and it feels amazing to do that. And then
That's what no, that's what I was gonna say. Go ahead.
There's a funny part in that section after you get the fully powered suit, where like you're hiding from all the are they the Chozo people?
Yeah,
Chozo
those are space
Space
those are, yeah,
pirates.
they're
space.
space.
Oh
Yeah,
golly,
pirates.
cut that.
Cut that.
Like,
Chozo's the guy that do this to you,
yeah,
right?
the
Those
Chozo
are the
are
Yeah,
big.
like
yeah, yeah.
the
Those are the
guys
big
giving you
birds.
power ups.
Then they
Yeah,
go.
the bird folk.
When you're avoiding all the pirates as Zero Suit, you're the one hiding. There's those spots in the shadows where you can hide from them, and then after you get the suit, I noticed if as you're running back through the area, there'll be space pirates hiding in those shadows,
Yeah,
and you can shoot
it's
them
true.
through and
Yeah,
while they're
yeah,
hiding. I just
yeah,
love that.
Yeah. Let's talk
yeah,
about like just as a whole like section here, just the gameplay and the level design. Same, and we talk about bosses, it's a separate thing. But overall, like the game, there's a couple things that I want to point out, especially about level design, because the game is basically it's fairly linear. I mean, you can sequence break it for a lot of it, but you
Mhm.
do. There's just the bosses are basically linear. I think. I mean, I don't know. Could you fight a boss out of order? I don't know. Actually, you may be able
No,
to.
you have to.
no,
Well,
I
at the
tried
very least,
really
you have to
hard.
beat Kraid and Ridley
Yeah.
to move forward. You have to beat them. So
Yeah.
I don't know about some of the others, like the worm. I think the first
Yeah.
worm you fight with the big centipede, you have to fight that one because that
Yeah.
gives you
Charge beam.
because you charge beam, right?
Yeah.
But there's a lava worm. I
Can
don't know
you
if
get
you have to
that?
fight that,
Can you
but
like not defeat it? Because it doesn't come all at once. Like it'll attack you, it'll do a round or two, and then leave. Can you like
yeah,
hypothetically leave that area and not defeat it and not get the charge beam? Do you know?
maybe
no.
I'm
You
not
eventually
sure.
you no. Eventually you
What do
have to
you
beat it.
what do you need the charge beam for?
You don't need the charge beam, I don't
It's not
think, but
something. It
eventually,
doesn't open anything. It's just extra
yeah,
damage.
Yeah, because I was gonna say I never
yeah.
used it. Like
I
I
will.
never used it.
You use it against black pirates, and it helps a lot.
Hmm. Maybe that's why I never I struggled with those guys.
Yeah,
It can help save missiles against Kraid as well because you can use a charge shot on his head to
yeah,
get him to open his mouth.
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Well, I knew that because you told me.
I didn't know that.
That's what like playing the game last came in handy with. Is like everyone was like, "Oh yeah, you could do this," and I was like, "Oh
Yeah.
okay, don't mind if I do."
I didn't know that, and I also didn't know that you could wall jump or shine spark.
Yeah,
As Keith told me that, and I never tried. And the game doesn't tell you that, and the manual doesn't tell you that either. Because I actually looked at the manual. It's just the holdover from Super Metroid, right? Is that when they were probably introduced? I think so.
I
Because
think
those
so
are
they like
so.
both those
expect
things
you
are in
to
Super
know.
Metroid. You need to use them in Super Metroid, but you don't need them in Zero Mission. I never used them.
You need them for item completion.
Probably, yeah. That's yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
But I
because
also I'm
I
really
that's the
bad.
only reason I know about shine sparking was because of the
Yeah,
walkthrough. So
I'm really
like,
bad at wall jumping, so I never did it.
I didn't even know you could do it.
Yeah.
Keith
Yeah.
talked about it, and I just never even tried it.
I just like I was did it because like I was like, well, you can do this in every other
Mhm.
Metroid game. So even in
Yeah,
Smash Brothers, you can wall jump.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Having
well, yeah, you
played
can do and then like,
having
yeah, I just
played
did it.
Zero Mission and then Fusion back to back, the wall jumping in Fusion is like 10 times easier.
Mhm.
yeah, because it's hard to do in Zero Mission, and it's also hard in Super Metroid for me. It just doesn't intuitively make sense to me because it's like when you hit the wall, then you reverse direction and press the button. I can never get the timing down, which
Mhm.
you apparently have no problem with, Keith.
Oh
But
yeah, I
It's
can
like bomb
jump up a
jumping
single
too.
wall.
I guess if we're talking about difficulty of the game,
Mhm.
it's really you're kind of just talking about the bosses, except for maybe the Zero Suit section, because like most of the the game, the difficulty is just like, oh yeah, where do I go? Which isn't really difficult. Like it's not hard. Most rooms are easy. There's a few rooms that are kind of annoying. Most of the
Yeah.
rooms that aren't boss rooms are pretty easy. This game is pretty easy.
Even
Um,
the Zero Suit room, like there's definitely a path you're supposed to take, and if you don't, you're gonna.
so
Yeah.
there's two or three things specifically that bugged me about the game. One is there's a part where you like go into one of the other what is it ships, I don't know, the other sections of the map for just a second. You have to go
Mhm.
right back out, and it's not intuitive for me to know that I need to do that, which maybe I figured it out. I actually didn't. Maybe I looked it up at that point, but I don't think I did. Then there's
Mhm.
the part where the worm lava larvae that you like shoot down or whatever, he falls through. You walk through
Oh
a
yeah.
room, you pass him,
Uh-huh.
and then you come back and he's not there. And you're supposed to realize that now you're supposed to go back down and go up through the hole he left. And I missed that, but maybe it was obvious to someone else. And there's that one part in the Zero Suit section where you have to do that. What Jay was talking about, the loop. There's a loop you have to make around the room, and then jump, and you shoot a section of blocks that turn into pit blocks, I think. And so what you're doing is you're jumping as the pit blocks are coming through, and it makes the base pirates fall, and you make the jump. I did that like a dozen times because it took me forever to figure out how to do it. Those are the most annoying little things, the little parts. But
Mhm.
like, I didn't have any real hangups on the bosses. I don't think. Like, yeah, none of them were that difficult, except for obviously Metroid, the brain,
Mother brain.
Mother Brain,
Yeah. Without the
Mother
save
Brain.
states, it took me 3 tries to beat Mother Brain. The first 2 tries, I stood on that first. You have the two standing section.
Yeah.
I stood on the one I think furthest from it, and that's where all of the spores were coming to get me. So then I tried. No, I was on the closer one to it, and then when I finally beat it, I was on the back farther one, and then I
Yeah.
just kind of got my jumping patterns better. Like all it is just like recognition of the boss patterns, and then
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I
so
couldn't do that, so I used slow mo and cheated.
I'm not good at pattern recognition.
also the super missiles at the end really like if you just spam the super missiles instead of your regular missile, like you can clear bosses like nothing. It's
Yeah, that's true
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
pretty gnarly. That's how I beat Mother Brain and Mecha Ridley at the end, just
Mhm.
purely super missiles.
Yeah. Mecha Ridley was annoying, but not as bad as Mother Brain. Like,
Right.
I agree. I was annoyed because I was like, man, I thought I was done, and now here's
yeah,
this robot. But it wasn't that bad. I beat Mecha on the first try.
I got a fun fact I found out. Ridley built that robot.
It's
Yeah.
not him; he built it.
Well, yeah, he
No.
like built it. No, it's not him, but he built it like to be like, I don't know,
To beat him,
a big
but a
Yeah.
robot
robot.
version. Yeah, I don't know, big robot
It's
version.
so it's like it's funny because like in the only time you see like Cyber or Mecha Ridley is Prime in the Prime games because that's after Zero Mission. But like in Super Metroid, when he comes back, he's just regular Ridley again. Just looks regular.
Yeah,
So, but then in Metroid Samus Returns, the remake on the 3DS, when he comes in at the end as like Mecha Ridley again. So it's like they're kind of inconsistent. They're kind of like all over the place with the determining like
yeah,
when is he mechanized and when isn't he? It's kind of
yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
But it's just funny to me that he built it because like I didn't really when I look at Ridley, I don't think of him as like a robotics expert.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But like he built like
I mean, I don't think of him as anything besides like a pterodactyl guy.
guy,
Like,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, right. But like they're a pirate organization. It's weird how they.
But he's
Yeah.
apparently like super intelligent, I guess. Like,
Yeah.
which I thought was a funny fact.
Yeah.
Great
So,
with command.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, what do you guys think? So, like, overall about the layout of all of the maps. Like, I think this one's actually not very confusing. I mean, there's like I said, I got it turned around a couple times, but like compared to Super Metroid and especially Metroid 2, I think it's pretty straightforward. Like for the most, like this game,
It's yeah, they hold your hand a lot.
yeah.
I know I talked to you guys a lot in our Discord about it. I tried to sequence break a couple times, and I couldn't. I was doing a lot
Mhm.
of bomb jumps. There was one section I probably spent 20 minutes on. It's like and you could probably just shine spark it, and I didn't think to do that. But I bomb jumped. It's like a really tall section with the 3 of those beetles that kind of crisscross like that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
The
And I
Reavers.
finally got the timing and bomb jumped all the way up, and then I got up there, and it was just another door I couldn't open.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's another
It's like a
thing
green door or something.
that
You're
makes
like,
this game like super easy. I think is those whatever the enemy is called that shoots out of the hole and goes zoop at whatever level you're standing at, and they do it
Yeah.
over and over again. You can just stand
Yeah.
there and farm them, just blast
yeah,
them, pick it up,
I
blast them.
did that
I did that
too.
all the time.
I like, yeah, I'd like, oh, I need to fill up my health.
I always thought to fill up my health all the way up.
Yeah. Like I said, I think a game is easy.
That's kind of intentional, though. I think
Yeah,
that's why
they
they've
hold your
got it
hand a
there.
lot.
Mhm.
Like the Chozo statue always shows you where to go, and yeah, maybe you can't get directly there, but like the long and short of it is like you know where to go next
So my
almost
biggest
consistently.
the thing I dislike the most about this game has to do with the difficulty. It's that the difficulty ramps up to Mother Brain, and it's extremely hard at Mother Brain, and then drops super off, and now you're seriously Samus. And Mecha Ridley's not hard. Like the hardest boss is Mother Brain. It's in the middle of the game. Well,
Yeah.
maybe more than a little bit further than the middle. But like, I don't understand why Mecha Ridley is so easy in comparison to the Mother Brain.
Mhm.
Well, since it is a remake, I think they were
If it
maybe
was
they were
added on,
worried.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe they
Oh,
were
yeah.
worried about like taking away from that Mother Brain fight, and really the rest of it was just kind of a like
And it kind of just also shows that
tacked
full
on,
powered
like
suit.
yeah,
Even up until even past the Mother Brain, you don't get the full powered suit until after you become Zero
Yeah.
Suit, and then you
Right.
don't.
Yeah.
I mean, when you come up with that design, you
yeah,
can't. Yeah, I
yeah.
mean, you got to put that design in.
Like I said, when
That fight's the one that gets you the gravity suit. That fight I think is dumb.
oh,
That's
where
Not
it's
very hard.
the image is
Yeah,
floating.
the
Yeah,
image.
Mm.
I mean
Not
it's
very
pretty
hard.
easy.
It's just kind of dumb.
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't know what's happening in this. Say story
It's
story
supposed to
wise,
just be like a trial to get the suit, like that the
Yeah.
right?
Chozo like set up for it.
But
I mean that's it.
story wise, I know there's a titles like there's a little bit of text at the beginning. I have no clue what's happening in the game whatsoever. I know it's the origin story. I understand
It's
that.
just
I understand. I do know what's happening, but the game didn't tell me what was happening. I don't know. Also, this is something I brought up earlier.
environmental storytelling.
Yeah.
Yeah. The how does anyone know what the enemies are called if they're not in? I mean, maybe they're in the game files, but they're not in the manual.
Oh, they're not in the manual?
No, they're not.
Well, maybe they're in like a
Historically,
walkthrough or
they
something at the time.
I guess they're from the game files. I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Anyways, I don't know what any of them are called. I only know what the bosses are called because I looked them up, and also their names are the names of the.
I know the
places you
bug
go a
things
couple
that go
times.
back and forth that you can't kill, but you can like freeze to platform off of. I know
Yeah.
they're called Reavers, I think.
Maybe I'm uncultured when it comes to Metroid, but like this game doesn't have much story like to it though. Like, I mean, it's just fine. Like, I don't need a story in my Game Boy Advance game, but
Like you said,
I just don't know
it's
what's
a
going on.
remake of a
Yeah.
Nintendo
Yeah.
original game, like an original NES game. So they probably wanted to keep true to that experience.
Yeah, it's in
Yeah.
stark contrast to the other GBA Metroid game, Fusion. It's just like walls of text in Fusion.
Yeah.
There's a lot of reading in Fusion, which I'm like, I don't care about this either.
Yeah.
But
Samus monologues in Fusion, like you get
Yeah.
to hear Samus's thoughts and like how she feels about things. And that's kind of not
Yeah.
what I'm used to when I play Metroid.
yeah,
Well, yeah, I feel like Samus should be like stoic. Like I don't know, kind of like
Yeah.
Like, it's not that I don't care what it. I just think it. Like, I like more that our character is just like, I'm here
Yeah.
to kill pirates and
So
blow up
blow up.
planets.
Yeah,
yeah. So we talked about a couple of the bosses. I don't know if we have to go through all of them. There's a couple in the middle that are kind of forgettable, like the Imago, whatever, the flying
oh, the
bug
bee.
Oh yeah.
version. Yeah,
Mhm.
that guy's cool. He's pretty. I like that you just chase him and shoot him. I like that's how
Yeah, it's
I
well,
actually like
he's
that
super
fight.
simple.
It's super simple. I like that fight
Yeah,
because it's different because it's not jump and shoot a missile and jump and shoot a
yeah,
missile and jump, and shoot, which is what pretty much all the other fights are actually. So it's
Oh,
kind of
and
different.
damn it, missile.
yeah. It's
Yeah,
run, shoot, miss.
yeah. Me, 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 me.
Run.
But other than that, I can't remember Kraid. I know Ridley. I know there's that guy, but the bee guy. And
Worms.
there's the other worm that hangs from the ceiling. It's
Yeah,
that
the
one.
centipede and then the magma
I think they're
worm.
related to the bee, or maybe the larva. There's a bunch of bugs going on.
Whole lot of
Space.
bugs. Whole lot of bugs in Zero Mission.
Yeah, there's that. And then there's the trial to get the gravity suit, and then there's Mecha Ridley, and then the escapes are like kind of like bosses in their own way, but not really. The escapes are super easy, I
It's just
think.
platforming. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know if you guys want. You got anything specific to say about the bosses that we haven't already said? But if not,
Nothing we haven't already said, really. I
yeah,
mean, I think my favorite boss fight was Ridley because I thought he was easy and just I know there's the relationship
I
between
really
Samus and Ridley, but
did like the crate fight because I felt like there was more to it. You had the platform on
yeah,
his arms that he
yeah,
shoots at you. That actually
Mhm.
took me not my first try to figure out. Or
yeah,
obviously you're supposed to jump the arms, but to get the timing to jump them
yeah,
without getting
Mhm.
hurt every time, that took me a minute to learn.
yeah.
Um,
Kraid is
yeah.
actually probably more difficult than Ridley, if I'm being honest, because of the
He is
jumping.
I think
for
I
sure.
agree with
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
and I would say I'd agree with Jay. It's definitely more creative. Like
yeah.
Yeah.
way more creative than the Ridley. Like the Ridley fight, it's cool because of the idea of like facing off
The Ridley.
against
Yeah.
Samus's
Mhm.
nemesis, but like
It's the iconic
Creed's
rival.
like yeah, more
So,
mechanically interesting to do.
That's why they brought back Kraid and Dread.
Yeah.
so that I guess that just kind of summarize what I'll say. What were your favorite moments, least favorite moments, anything that surprised you, and one thing you changed. I actually, now that I'm talking about it more, I feel like I'm kind of shitting on this game, but I do like it a lot. It's a good game. I think I like the favorite. I don't know if I had a favorite moment in it because like I had played it before. So if I'm trying to remember back when I played it the first time, I mean, honestly, I like going through the room. Like boss fights are one thing, but I like just going through the rooms
Yeah.
and finding new rooms and finding secrets accidentally and all that stuff. I think everybody likes that. Like my favorite parts are just getting to new areas and be like, oh sweet, now it's something new to do, and I'm progressing through the game. Least favorite section for sure. Zero suit section. I don't like it at all. I don't think it's fun. I don't think it's rewarding. You just have to hide in the shadows, and like the game doesn't even really like reward you for thinking. Like you run away in the opposite way. And sometimes you can kind of get the jump on them and run back like they wouldn't be able to see, but they follow you anyways because it's just the simple like pathing of them. Or I don't even know
Yeah.
exactly how it works. I don't like that part.
Yeah, I don't understand it early because there'd be times where I thought I was doing something really clever and they just
Hmm.
show up and are there and I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't get it. What's the fucking point?
Yeah,
Like
because like that section. Speaking of save states, I'm glad I had them because I wouldn't have wanted to play it if I kept having to do that over and over again.
Right.
yeah.
Because I don't think there's a lot of save. There wasn't a lot of save rooms in that section,
Yeah,
if I
I was
remember
thinking
correctly.
earlier when we were talking about save states and then we started talking about the zero suit section. I was like, actually, yeah, that's somewhere I used a lot of save states because it was just pissing me off. Because I would, like I said, I fucking like think that I was like doing something clever to hide, and then like they are like up on the wall shooting at me. I'm like,
Yeah, the only reason they give you the blaster, there's one. I think there's only one thing you need the blaster for because it does nothing to
yeah,
the space pirates. You need it to shoot that
You
section
stun
I
them.
was talking
them.
about.
Yeah,
Shoot
it
the
stuns them.
floor.
Yeah,
It stuns them for like a second. Whatever.
yeah,
In the same room as they spawn into the room anyways because you're already on the alarm. Um, but you have to shoot the floor that one time to make them all fall as you make the jump. I don't think you could not shoot them the rest of the time. I don't think you actually need it. Anyways, yeah, my that's favorite moments, just going through the rooms, getting it and unlocking the the power ups and sitting in the Chozo arms. Um, least favorite sections, Zero Suit. Surprises, I mean none because I played it before, and even the first time, I mean there's nothing like super crazy going on. Having to fight the Mother Brain felt weird, but obviously it's a remake of the first one, so obviously that's the thing. Oh, that's another thing. The Metroid, the section where you have to fight the Metroids that are flying around, they grab you. That part's hard, and all of a
That
sudden
is
you're
hard.
just doing that,
Mhm.
and then you fight the Mother
That
Brain,
was a
which is
big
maybe
spike
forget.
for me personally for a little
That's
bit.
by far the biggest spike in the whole game. But
Mhm.
anyways, yeah. One thing I would change if I had to pick one thing, I don't know. I mean, this game's good. I would change the Zero Suit thing. I just don't like it. I think it could be better. I don't know how it could be better. I just don't. I just think that the way the blaster, like you should have some sort of, I don't know. It's just like a stealth game in Metroid. I don't know. It's weird. But anyways,
Put a little Metal Gear in my Metroid,
Yeah.
please, and thank you.
no. What about you guys? What were your favorite moments and least favorite?
This kind of reflects the whole franchise as a whole, but like any Metroid I play, I always love just unlocking the map, getting every piece of the map colored and not blank, and just making my missile numbers go really big. I like secrets. I love when you get the power bomb and you can just bomb every room and just I don't know. That's really satisfying to me. And just finding all because there's so many
Yeah.
secret areas, areas that give no hint that there's a secret there, and then
Mhm.
you blow it up and there's like room after room after room after room. It's
Yeah.
I love that the exploration factor of it, and just that it's kind of spooky. I like space bug. Um, like
Dislikes?
I said earlier, if I could change anything about it, I'd probably make it a little harder. Um, maybe I'm just a better gamer now, but I don't know. I thought going in on like the natural hardware
Maybe I'm just
would
too good
would be
to enjoy Metroid
a lot.
anymore.
But I felt outside the Zero Suit part, I felt the save rooms were very frequent.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
guides you along. Like you don't have to really go out of your way to find them; they're just kind of there.
Also, it tells you where their secrets are in the rooms you're in by looking at the
Yeah,
map. It's
yeah,
like,
yeah. The little circles on the maps.
Yeah.
So I
Mhm.
spent a lot of time finding my way to those where I could. um, yeah. I don't know. I didn't mind the Zero Suit section. It was different. I did get mad at first, but once I kind of figured out that section, I felt that the full power suit, the gravity suit payoff was like really nice, and then just getting to shoot all the space pirates, like kill them so easily, and seeing them run away from you after you were hiding from them, that was cool.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
enjoyed the revenge arc.
Actually, that's actually exactly what I was going to highlight about the Zero Suit. I don't like how it was handled. I think it could have been handled better. Like I was saying, like I felt like I would make what I thought were clever moves to like escape this line of sight and then be
Maybe
hiding
you're just not
somewhere, and
that
then they
clever,
maybe
all-knowing fool.
you know probably not. But but no, but I do like what Jay's talking about with it, where like you feel pretty helpless that whole time, and then you get the gravity suit, and you're like, I'm a fucking monster. Like I spent like I I think I talked about it in the Discord, but I was like, I think would have actually finished faster than Ryan. But after I got the gravity suit, I spent so much time just running around killing pirates. Like I must have spent like 10 minutes like running around just fucking like die, you motherfucker. Like it was like I think that is the purpose of the Zero Suit section. I think it could have been handled better. I think like the Zero Suit section gameplay mechanics could have been better, but the payoff, yeah, of like
I
getting your
don't think it
gravity suit.
overstayed its welcome
Yeah.
either. I think the Zero Suit section was pretty short.
Yeah, it wasn't
It was
too
tough, but
long.
it didn't.
It's just
Yeah,
I wish that once you went into alert, like the hiding aspect came better
yeah.
into play, I think.
Mhm.
I don't
Right.
know. Yeah.
I I really enjoyed it's really fun just like moving around and like whether it's bomb jumping or or just wall jumping. I really enjoyed the wall jump, especially just because it really just and just making it just like your vertical movement. And I always
Yeah,
really love that in Metroid games.
yeah,
Just how
yeah. I
you
was gonna
can
say.
move around the map and just do it at like even as like when they put like long sections of where you can like speed boost through because like if you know what's going on you can like just preemptively just shoot your way and just clear your path in front of you and then you're just like speeding through and you're just like flying all over the place. I really enjoyed movement and just moving around in this game. And I enjoyed, I mean, I love the zero suit section. Like I said, put a little Metal Gear in my Metroid. I'm not complaining. And I guess the thing I didn't like was the very last boss being Mecha Ridley, which I thought was pretty weak as in terms of like it's
Mhm.
kind of just like, oh, did we need this here? There's like a little extra thing. It's like it didn't like mean anything like story wise. It didn't mean anything like
It showed
it's
you
just
how smart Ridley is.
Yeah,
yeah, right. Yeah, that's yeah, which is good lore.
But no,
That's
no, because it doesn't
that's
even
world
talk
building.
about it. It's a joke because it doesn't even talk about Ridley being the one that built it. You're just like,
Right.
what the fuck
It
did
looks
this
like him.
robot
So
come
did
from?
he build it? I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, like
You thought he was a monster.
yeah,
Yeah, so it's like it's kind of just like a weird kind of tacked on extra bit at the end that doesn't necessarily wrap it up
finally,
as
Chase
neat
2.
as yeah, right. Ridley too. It doesn't really like wrap up the game in a way that makes it as satisfying as like say being Mother Brain than escaping, which is what they do
Yeah,
in Super Metroid and the original game.
right.
So it's like, oh wow,
Yeah,
this just feels much better. Um, and then you're flying away in a little sperm escape pod, which
yeah, yeah,
little swimmer.
yeah. And also, you're just doing the same thing again. You're just doing the escape run again, which is like,
Yeah,
Mhm,
yeah,
it's
right.
like
cool.
I
I did it
ended the
Mhm,
already,
game
and it was
twice.
harder, cooler the first time because I was killing the mother brain. Now I'm just try fighting a robot. But
Yeah,
for some reason, this is one specific part of the map in that section. It's like the cockpit, right, the front of the big ship. You go up there and you can
mhm.
see. I really like that section. I don't know why. It's just cool. Like
Yeah,
physically, I like being in that section.
the big
yeah,
window looks really cool.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Also, you mentioned the movement, like just going. There's a bunch of vertical hallways, right? In the, I guess you can call them that, like pillar columns, whatever.
Yeah.
And it's really fun to just go up them as
yeah,
fast as you
Mhm,
can,
yeah,
like
yeah.
blast by. Yeah, and like I think that's they understood when they made the game. Like this is just what Metroid is. It's fast movement through a space like this, and also black. Like that's what makes you feel cool. That
Mhm.
that you know,
yeah,
which is I guess what the section.
That's where the like replay value comes in. It's like
Yeah,
Oh
when
yeah.
you first play through it, you don't know how to wall jump, you don't know how to bomb jump, you don't know how to do this trick or that trick, and then
I
like the
played it
more you
twice and I
play it,
still didn't know.
yeah, right. It's like the more you play it, the more tricks you learn, like the more stuff you see, like of other people doing. It's like, oh wow, you can do this, and you can like the same way how I felt when I was playing Dread. It's like learning how to shave my time down, just getting faster and faster and faster with beating
And
it, and that's where
you
like
can play
all the
these games.
replay value comes in
Yeah.
with these games. Hmm.
You can play these games pretty quickly too. Like if you
Yeah,
learn
4 hours.
strats, then yeah,
Yeah,
it's kind of nuts what people can do with these
or
games.
5 hours
I
if you
certainly
don't know
can.
what you're doing.
yeah.
I have fun.
Yeah, I mean,
You know what? I had a blast. Not as much fun as me finding all those items.
there's sections of there's for certain rooms and certain sections of rooms in the game that I'm gonna like picture in my brain for a long time. I don't know, like the ship part I was telling, like the cockpit of the space pirate ship. I remember that from the first time I played it. Now I'm gonna think about that like rock outcropping vibe area. And also
Mhm,
there's that one room with the fire, and there's one room specifically that I'm just gonna always picture. It's like you can turbo like run through it.
mhm,
Oh yeah,
Eventually, you pass through it a bunch of times. It's like a fiery room. You
Yeah.
have to go up and around, and there's like a bunch of monster or enemies in it. Like the one that shoots the blob for some reason. There's like two of
yeah,
those.
yeah.
There's
right.
not very many of
The
those
whole game,
in
just
the
like
whole game, and there's
that
like
shows up
yeah,
twice. Yeah,
one of the we're not very yeah common ones, but they're there. Anyways, so kind of wrap this up. Um, Gabe, did you go?
Yeah, he
No,
talked.
but I mean,
Okay.
honestly, yeah. I mean, I've
But
kind of
I
like
but again,
highlighted.
Yeah,
I've just
like
highlighted what everyone else is saying. Like,
yeah.
I had a lot of fun blasting pirates. The movement's great. I mean, like,
You already
I,
complained
I
about Zero Suit section
yeah,
too. That's why I thought you already.
it's, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I mean, yeah. Like, you guys are just saying stuff where I'm like, yeah. I mean, that's
these guys are
spot
exactly
on.
smart.
how I feel. Yeah, you guys are smart.
You guys are
You guys
gangsters.
know so much about what's good about games.
I guess yeah. So to wrap it up, would you play this game again? Would you finish this game again? We did all finish it this time. I've finished it twice. I would finish again. It's probably going to be a while before I play it again. I would play Super Metroid again before I play this, obviously, and I'd play Super Metroid again before I play Fusion. I might play Super Metroid next if I get around to playing it, but I would play this game again for sure because mainly just like I've said before, the thing that does it the most for me is just the way it looks, the vibes, the way it looks, all the whole atmosphere. It's like it's pretty much perfect, like atmospherically for a 2D Metroid game. To
Yeah,
me, it looks better than Fusion. I like the way it looks better than Fusion too. I like the way the suit looks better than it does in
right.
Fusion.
I agree.
Yeah, the
And
fusion suit is ugly.
yeah,
To our points earlier, I'd absolutely play it again. I feel like the whole
Yeah.
franchise is just based on high replayability and figuring out how to play it better and better. And I better play it again because I bought the actual cart for it, so it'd be
yeah.
a real shame
How
to
much?
only
How much
play
did
that
For
one.
$1,000.
how much
I think
did
it
you
was
pay
I
for
think
that cart?
it was 60. Price of a brand new
Brand new
game.
game.
Well, not it's cheaper
Well,
than a
not
brand new game
anymore.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Definitely cheaper than a new Switch game or an old
Yeah,
Switch game that you already own, and you had to pay to upgrade your game to the new version of it to play it on the Switch too. If you
but
don't have a Switch,
I would
now that I own it, I'm gonna own it forever. So
yeah.
it's worth it.
I would
Um,
definitely play it again. Being my first Metroid game, my first real experience with the Metroid game that I didn't quit like 5 minutes into. Um,
It's too
I
hard. I
I
can't
don't
do
know that I would
it.
play it again before playing like other games, but I would definitely play it again. It's a lot of fun. Actually, before we started recording, I like kind of started a new game. But I
yeah,
probably won't touch that. Uh,
Yeah, I would. I definitely play it again. Oh yeah,
I'd never play a
that's
Metroid
good.
game again after this.
yeah.
soured me from the whole
I'm
experience.
done with this series.
Yeah.
I
It's a
hate it.
fucking
I thought this
Zero
podcast was
Suit.
supposed to be fun.
It's a good thing I didn't play this 20-year-old video game until now because I would never played another Metroid game until this one. I don't know. I think this is one of the best ones. But yeah, go ahead, Keith.
Yeah, it's I definitely played again. I was in the middle of playing it again. I almost beat it twice in a month. So yeah,
Yeah, I'd
it's
be interested
definitely
in trying hard mode like you.
I would not be
yeah,
interested
it's
in that.
Yeah.
coward. little
Yeah.
little baby,
Some of
I mean,
us
I'd
are
Metroid.
just
try it,
built different.
but I would
Yeah.
definitely use a lot of save states. So
I'm
next time
gonna
I didn't
try it
do it.
without save states.
I didn't do it
Yeah.
this time
Fun.
because with save states on RetroArch, you can choose it, tell it to increment your save state automatically. So you do a save state, you start at 0. Save state, it's 1. You play a little bit, you do another save state. Now it says 2. That way you can actually scroll back through them and find. Next time I'll try to do that and see how many I used. Although I personally don't, I really despise that method. I really just want save state 0 to be my only save
Yeah.
state
Yeah.
then if I accidentally I can accidentally undo a save state if I do that, but I don't want to like, oh, I messed up here. I know a couple save states ago I'm not gonna, that
Yeah.
seems like extra cheating. I don't think I'll do that, but I'll probably try to do it that way with whatever. Well, it depends on what we're playing next. I mean, I guess I'll be using save states no matter what console or handheld I'm using. But does this game still hold up today, almost 22 years later? I say absolutely. I think everyone should play
Absolutely.
Yeah.
this game,
Yeah, you
Two
should
especially
play
if
thumbs
it.
you,
up.
Absolutely.
it's one of the best Metro. Well, I mean, you can kind of split up Metroid 2D, 3D, just kind of like you can with Zelda. As far as 2D Metroids go, it's one of the better ones. You
I
should
won't
definitely
make
play it.
any claims like that, but it was definitely a lot of really like a lot of fun. Like I had a blast playing it. It felt now how it felt like you said 20 years ago. Like it was awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. Play it again.
Yeah, I feel like it's a pretty timeless experience. I feel like the only issue that the first two Metroids has was hardware limitations with what they wanted to do. But
Yeah.
now, like I don't think we're gonna see a bad 2D Metroid game ever again. Like that
Yeah.
seems possible. I don't know.
There's a reason like it started a genre because like this type of game just works. They really nailed it. It's like you just kind of have this kind of perfect formula for how to make just a really fun time, and it's just yeah, like it's really hard to imagine them making a bad version of this. Um, I'm sure they may figure out a way. Who's to say?
Yeah, I was gonna
But
say, don't challenge 'em.
yeah,
This day
right.
and age, they're gonna ruin Metroid.
Um, with all that being said, maybe we'll get to play the other half of the genre, the Vania part. We'll see. Let's with the section of this 2+ hour long first ever podcast you all been waiting for is what will be our game for next month. And maybe,
Whoop,
if you
whoop.
listen to this, if you're one of the people that listens, finds this podcast between now and the next time we upload one, you play it too. We don't have a Discord, anything obviously yet, but probably something we could do in the future if people are interested in it. We have our list. I'm going to roll it on Discord on my phone, so I don't have to bring up a bunch of mess up the
I was
window
gonna say,
and all that.
where's that at?
It is
Please
in the
don't make
game
me
game
play the
Game
physical
announcement.
version of Castlevania 4.
game announcement channel.
I sure
And
fucking hope so.
you guys can
Castlevania
all
4 rocks. That was my.
Ooh.
See how far
you
I
guys
get
can
it.
all you can see that channel, right?
Yeah, I'm looking
Yeah,
right
we can
now.
see it.
All right.
So do we
I'm
do you want to are you gonna roll it right now, or do you want us to like go over our
yeah.
picks, or
Okay, yeah, We'll go over picks. This is the list as it stands so far. My three are up first. I just came up with them first. So number one, Pokemon trading card game 2. So this is going to require some explanation. There's a Pokemon trading card game for the Game Boy Color. It's one of those like GBA, or GB Game Boy Color carts. It's like the black one. It can play on either. Um, good game. It's the OG
Great game.
set of cards. It's pretty fun. It's like if you've never played it or heard of it, which is probably weird if you hadn't, if you've on the podcast like this. But yeah, it's like playing Pokemon, but instead of playing Pokemon, you're playing Pokemon trading card game. You're still fighting gym leaders, and you get car. It's fun. It's cool. But there's a sequel, only in Japan. I can't remember the name of it in Japanese, but it's basically it's like Team Rocket, but it's not called Team Rocket. There's another like an evil team that steals cards, comes to the island, steals everyone's cards. So there's a sequel. I have the original cart of the first one. Second was never released in America, so there is a translation patch for it. Don't remember the name of the person who did it, but the translation patch so you can play it. So that was my first choice, Pokemon Trading Card Game 2. Number 2, I have Shantae for GBC. I've always heard this is a good platformer. I like just basic platformers. I like Wario Land 4 a lot. Played that one for retro handhelds. It's a good game. Something everyone's always said it's great. It's like a hidden gem kind of thing, so I always want to try it. Number 3, Castlevania Symphony of the Night, which seems to be one of the most lauded of the Castlevania series for the PS1. I never played it. I played Castlevania Bloodlines, and I played Ecclesia of whatever the DS one. There's a DS one. I played a little bit. I had it on my Miu because it was a game of the month game. Didn't finish it. Oh yeah, those are my 3 picks. Next up is Gabe. You have 3 choices.
I have Demon's Crest, which is, I think, actually kind of a Metroidvania. Um, I don't. I played it a couple of years ago, maybe 2 or 3 years ago. I didn't finish it, but I had a lot of fun with it. I remember at the time. And I have one on here that I've never played, and as far as I know, nobody else has ever played. Um, and then the other 2 are games that I have played that I just am hoping that my friends get to experience as well. One of them was Demon Crest. The other one was Super Castlevania 4. I played that like a month or 2 ago for retro handhelds, and it is a ton of fun. Like, it's a blast. I love that game. After playing it, it's one of those ones where, I mean, like this was my first Metroid game. That was my first Castlevania game, and I had a blast with it. So I wanted them to try that. And then the last one is one I haven't played. It's called Shadow Tower, but it's a From Software game. And I was really into Elden Ring when it came out, and I know that this is an earlier kind of a Soulsborne game. So I picked that because I was like, be cool to experience that, and it might suck, it might not. I have no idea. I don't know anything about it, but I know it's an early FromSoft game, so I was like, I want to find like, I was thinking of doing like Demon Souls or something. I was like, I want to do something like that I haven't tried at all. So Shadow Tower it was. Next is Keith.
Yes. So my 3 games. I'll go through my other 2 games that I picked before I pick what I replaced Zero Mission with. Um, Final Fight. It's a classic beat 'em up, kind of the once I could say once definitely one of the earliest pioneers of that genre of game. It's another Capcom game, Capcom guy, and it's something I had played. I remember playing it in an old bowling alley when I was a kid that we went through. They had the arcade machine there, and I really enjoyed it. Never beat it though, because classic arcade machines they just take your money and that's it. So wanted to play that. Um, the funniest game on my list here is Iron Man and Exo Man in War Heavy Metal. I don't know if a lot of people have heard of this game before, but I remember renting this as a kid from Blockbuster, and this game sucks.
I was gonna say I've never heard of this game, and like we're both big Marvel heads.
Mhm,
I'm surprised I never did play this game because I
mhm.
like
Yep,
like I
I had it for the
but I
PlayStation 1. I
guess
rent
not a big
funny
surprise
story,
not to suck.
yeah. I rented it from Blockbuster and never returned it. So it would ended up just got remember just getting it stuck in my dad's truck.
Cut that. Cut that.
Nah, it's fine. Blockbuster's dead. Who cares? So, so yeah, it's a really fun. I mean, it's not fun. It's not fun at all. But I remember having fun with it as a kid. I remember being really hard. It's a really classic game. It has fucking passwords that you put for levels. So that's fucking retro, baby. So.
Yeah, I beat the game.
So yeah, that was another game like and again I never beat. My last game that I replaced um, Zero Mission with was a classic game, another Capcom game. Is Resident Evil 2. That's what I ended up picking. It's another game that I never beat as a kid. I did eventually end up beating it when I was older, but um, I love this game so much. But like I said, I never beat it as a kid, but it's just absolute classic game. I personally love these the classic Resident Evil games. I did enjoy Resident Evil 4, but I was kind of always a stickler for the more classic games. Resident Evil Remake for the GameCube was actually my personal favorite Resident Evil game next to Resident Evil 5. But I love tank controls. All these other idiots hate it, so it's gonna be really fun if that wins and have to watch make them deal with that. What? What are you saying, Gabe?
Unmuted myself.
He's a real professional, ladies and
Disclaimer
gentlemen.
here. Yeah. Disclaimer. I love Resident Evil. I do hate tank controls.
You should.
More like reawakened
Mm.
because I was playing Dino Crisis for one of my game of the months, and I didn't finish it in time, and that's kind of I think the last thing I didn't finish before I got this good streak going. And I fucking hated that game. Like I hated Dino Crisis. And like so I was like, I hate tank controls, I hate them, but like in reality they don't bug me that much because I do love Resident Evil. And I'm really happy to see Resident Evil 2 on the list.
Yeah, keeps gonna win again, ladies and
But I was
gentlemen.
also I couldn't
Get
remember
ready.
which one. I had to look it up, but I couldn't remember which one it was. Resident Evil 4 is on VR, and I was like, can we play the VR version for the
Oh yeah,
for the retro?
retro. There's nothing more retro
Real
than
retro.
virtual
VR.
reality.
Which, yeah, I mean,
The
I,
Virtual Boy that was
yeah,
super old. So yeah, that counts. We'd
yeah,
have to make the screen red, but we can make that work.
yeah.
And then
All
then
right.
good old John Boy is next.
Yes,
His
sir.
games.
So my 3 games, I chose 3 games that I have never played before. I I watch a lot of like video game kind of review channels on YouTube in my spare time. John Riggs, Austin Eruption, Culture Vultures, are 3 really good ones. So you know, just watching all these videos. Seen a lot of stuff about this SNES game called ActRaiser, which is a kind of a hybrid 2D platformer, top-down city builder. So you'll have like your 2D platform levels, and then in between the levels, you kind of build this city up. Never played it. It has a lot of like high reviews for it. So it's just a game I've always been interested in. I know I said
Mm.
earlier I love PS2 the most, but I love like the SNES, the 2D era. There's something magical about that.
This looks
My
really
second game
interesting.
is another little hidden gem for the N64 called Space Station Silicon Valley. It's like like your run of the mill N64 3D platformer, but you kind of like playing it. Has everyone here played Super Mario Odyssey? So you know how you have a hat and you can
Yeah.
control
Yeah.
Yeah,
different creatures with the hat and become them. I know what this game does. So you're this robot and you can kind of take over different animals that do different tasks. That's how you do the platforming stuff on it.
Ah.
I've seen video of it. It seems cool. Never played it. And my last game is a very big classic that I've never played. Medieval for the PS1, which is just spooky looking PS1 adventure game. Um, Never played it. Never gotten the chance to, but I've always wanted to. So
Yeah.
and I was trying to do that.
Vividly remember seeing that guy a lot
yeah,
as a kid.
yeah,
I
yeah.
only remember him from PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale.
They remastered I think 1 and 2 for the PS4, and I
Mhm.
remember seeing that, and even then I was interested, but never tried the series out, not
Yeah,
the
that's what
original
like
or the remaster.
I have a very clear memory of like seeing this game like on a shelf,
Hmm.
Mhm.
Right.
and I
Yeah.
just never touched it. But yeah, I mean, all good picks for sure.
So the last 3 picks, which were provided to us by Jacob, who, like I said, originally was in. This is just going to be a personal us hanging out, talking about games thing. Which are probably the 3 stinkiest ones on the whole list. They're probably the 3 all of us want to play the least. Because it's 2 that have tank controls, which Keith might be fine with. I've actually
That's right.
played one of these games,
Mhm.
and one is a game that none of us are just really into. I know a lot of people probably are into this series.
Yeah, we'll
So
hate
the
for this
number
one.
1 is Gex, Enter the Gecko for N64 or PS1. I don't know. I'll have to look into which version is the one to play, but it's for both. Is that a rare? No,
No, it's
no.
not.
What is Gex? I don't know. Anyways, it's a
Claim, I think.
it's 3D platformer, right? 3D platformer.
Yes.
And
Yes.
then another 3D platformer, Croc, Legend of the Gobos, whatever. Played that one myself as a kid. I'm sure I didn't beat it because I remember it being hard and it
Oh,
has
it's Crystal Dynamics. Gex's Crystal Dynamics.
terrible
Mhm.
tank controls. And then
Mhm.
lastly, by far the longest game on the list, the longest to beat is Revelations Persona, aka the first Persona game for
Persona
PS1.
1.
I don't think Keith, you've played Persona games?
Yes,
Okay,
I came late to Persona. I'm a new gen Persona fan, so like from 3 onwards. I've actually never played the older ones, 1 and 1 or 2 or the 2 versions of 2.
right.
So, I'm a big fan of Persona, so
Yeah, none of the rest of us are. Well, I
I
don't know
never
about
played
Jay,
any of
but
them.
actually, me and
Never
Ryan are
played a
very,
Persona.
very seriously not interested in playing Persona, and I hope that talking about how much we don't want to play it doesn't jinx us. And like, it's what's
It's
about
not
to get
because I'm
picked.
anti JRPG as an idea, because I like some JRPGs and I'm open to trying more, but it's just this specific one doesn't appeal to me. But we'll roll it. I actually made a spinning wheel, but I don't know if you guys are going to be able to. You guys are going to be able to see it. I should be able to show it on stream the recording. Um, so I'm going to switch on OBS
Ooh,
to
Pepto
just
Bismol.
see the screen. Oh yeah, it's cool ads. This
Mhm.
podcast is not sponsored by Pepto Bismol or the NBA
NBC
on
Peacock.
NBC Peacock. Yeah. All right, so you guys probably won't be able to hear. Yeah, you can probably hear the audio because I'm sharing the screen. Anyways, without further ado, I believe this is all of them. They're all on here. And drum roll, please.
Praying.
There's actually
Start
there's a drum
praying right
set
now.
over here. But all
Mhm.
right,
Yeah.
ready, set, go. Oh wait, I'm clicking on OBS. I'm gonna understand the window. Okay, 3, 2, 1, go.
False start.
Oh my
Oh.
We're
god.
off. Gosh.
Yeah, we were right. Super Castlevania 4.
Holy shit,
Oh,
man.
man.
Yes. Yes.
It's
Oh,
gonna
I'm
be the
so
worst day of
excited.
my life.
Congratulations.
Hell yeah.
I almost won again. Damn it.
So,
Well, I saw
that's
it
a Gabe
passing
game.
Persona and I was like, thank
Won
God.
the
And then it was like,
Yeah, so that's a Gabe win. Jay's
Um,
running to get his copy. So we do in fact get to play the other half of the Vania.
yeah, that's awesome.
Metroidvania. We get to play Castlevania,
Wow.
Super Castlevania 4.
This couldn't have worked out any better.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
excited to play it. This is a SNES game, right?
Yeah.
I tried to find it, but I couldn't.
The
I
main
couldn't
reason
find
why
Castlevania 4 there for the SNES, so I will try to play it on the SNES.
we will,
See.
we'll also go into this later, but one of the biggest reasons that I picked this game was because the soundtrack is awesome. Like, it's so good. I love this game so much.
Do you
Well, I'm
guys-
just
gonna
one of
hit
the-
it because I didn't
Yeah.
win.
Do you guys
It's
say
just-
NES? Does anyone say? No one says NES, right? Some people probably do. Don't you say NES?
NES
I
and
say
SNES.
NES and
I don't
SNES.
even say SNES. I just say Super Nintendo.
A lot of people say Super
I say
Nintendo.
it
Some
all.
people say
Or Super
Nintendo.
Nintendo.
Whatever happens.
Yeah, I'm sure people might have an opinion on what to say, but I
Mhm.
usually say Super Nintendo and not SNES, but it's fine.
I like
I'll
SNES.
probably play this. I'll probably play this on my Pal Kitty RGB 30 because it's a 1:1 screen, and originally SNES games can be played in 8:7 aspect ratio, which is not like it's a little bit different than 4:3, which is what old TVs and everything used to be.
Mhm.
So I might play it on that, and it's pretty pocket. It's like I can take it places with me. I probably won't play on Steam Deck because that 4:3 looks okay on a Steam Deck, but
I am probably going to play it on the Steam Deck because my last experience was on the Miu Mini.
I think it'd be fun on
So
Steam
I
Deck
wanna
Yeah.
experience it on Steam Deck, and this will
with
like I
joysticks.
said, my daughter is starting to actually enjoy playing some video games, so this will allow me
Have her
to
try
hand
Super
her
Castlevania
this.
4.
Yeah.
Give her Doom.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's playing Spyro the Dragon
That'll
right
build
now. She's
character.
loving that.
Jay, you're playing on original
SNES.
hardware?
I will.
Dang.
I don't have a CR. I'm gonna try. I mean, if I really can't do it, then I will.
Yeah, you have to get an adapter or
shamelessly use
CRT.
I have
Yeah.
the adapter. It's not that. It's just like the difficulty. Like my
Yeah,
God.
like playing on
Old
like the
games
original
are
hardware.
very hard. That's another thing about Zero Mission. Zero Mission's from 2004. It's pretty modern and it's pretty easy, but and it has
Metroid
save rooms
was
and everything. But old games are not
The
easy.
the only Castlevania game I've ever beaten, I beat Castlevania Bloodlines for the Genesis
Me too.
with hundreds of save states. Like my
Mhm.
goodness. So
You
Yeah,
guys
I
are
played.
I will give it the honest try playing on the hardware, but
you guys
I
are in
might
for
have
Jay.
to-
Jay might not be, but you guys are in for a treat because Super
Yep.
Castlevania 4 is awesome. I'm so
Is that
glad
on
that
the
game.
Is it on the Switch store?
Oh,
Mouse says
no, it's
Cares.
not. It's not because I was gonna play it on Switch, but
Mm,
I had to actually
Guess I
buy
might be
it
playing it
elsewhere.
on my lovely device here that I bought
Are you
for
guys talking about
$500 that Ryan sold me.
paying
Or
for
paid for apparently.
us paying for? Are you guys talking about paying for a service to play a video game right now? Like it's on the Switch store. We don't do that here. Yeah, I'm gonna what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my SNES that I have because that's what I said earlier is I have one. I'm gonna dump the ROM myself. I'm gonna buy Super Castlevania 4 because I don't have that, but I have the SNES. Dump the ROM, then I'm gonna put it on my my little Game Boy over here.
Good,
As everyone will. So I think
I know a
that-
guy. I know a guy who
Yeah.
knows a guy.
I think that will probably about wrap it up for this first episode. So yeah, Super Castlevania 4 Game of the Month for January. It's already this. Well, it's actually the 7th because it's
6,
like
oh,
it's
7.
getting
Yeah.
it's technically the 7th because it's taken a very long time. We recorded longer than we thought. It's
Yeah.
like almost 1 o'clock. We all have to work
Yeah,
tomorrow.
for you guys.
Well, maybe not. Oh yeah, whatever. But anyways,
I think we should
Super Cat.
try to record Saturday the 7th.
We'll see. We'll figure that out.
It lines
But
up pretty well.
we'll figure
Oh
it
yeah,
out.
we'll figure that out. That's behind the scenes talk.
Yeah.
Quit trying to expose the business, man.
Quit trying to expose our sausage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, final thoughts. Yeah, just Zero Mission, good game. Super Castlevania 4, Super Castlevania 4.
Bad game. 'cause
Probably going to be a
big
good game
awesome
too.
game.
We'll see. We're going to play the
Much
other
better
half.
than Metroid.
I don't know about that.
Poo poo.
We'll see. We can
Piston.
compare and contrast because they're both Vanias. So, anyways,
Yeah.
you can find us on YouTube at Cart Creeps. You can find us on Spotify at Cart Creeps. Maybe you can find us on Apple Podcasts. I don't know. We'll find out.
Yeah, we're gonna figure
Don't
out
look
where
for
you
me on
can.
Twitter.
You
Don't
can
worry,
find
don't look for
us
me
on
Twitter.
you can find us on Instagram at cart_creeps. And
Mhm.
thanks everyone for tuning in, listening to this first episode, however you do it, YouTube, whatever. Tell your friends, tell your parents, because maybe and if you're young, maybe your parents played these games, but you're probably our age. So tell your friends, share it with anybody you
Tell
want
your children.
to.
No, don't do that.
Yeah, listen to
Tell
it
your
with your
dumb
children.
kids.
Actually,
that
don't listen
know
to it with your
anything.
children because we said a couple bad words.
Yeah, we said the naughties.
So, yeah. Anyways, thanks for listening. Thanks for appreciate it if you took the time to listen to this whole thing, and we will see you next time.
Whoop, whoop. Later.
Bye bye.
Bye.